and you can sit here and blow smoke up your listeners' asses, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
No. Hi, I'm Hasan. I'm here with your son Chad, and I've seen some of you guys' clips, and I was very excited to have all of you on to get a better understanding of where you're coming from and what your worldviews are. And if you don't mind, if you guys could all introduce yourselves to my audience as well, because this is live right now, that'd be great.
I'll go first. I always go first. My name's Haley. I live in a suburb of Dallas, Texas. My parents are Bob and Mary Lou. Chad is my brother. This whole thing was kind of concocted as a way to stay in contact with and maintain a relationship with our parents. After 2026, Donald Trump just kind of really ruined it for all of us. So Chad and I decided to do something about it, started the pod. So we take it all out for an hour on Sundays and then try to talk to each other peacefully outside of it.
Okay.
I'm Bob, live in Oklahoma, 72 years old.
Okay.
Had to think. Mary Lou Colchin,
All right.
70, going to be 71. Yeah, we've been married 50 years. We've known each other 55.
Cool. Wow. 5 years of dating, huh? Is that how that worked out?
About 4.5. Yep.
Why did it take you so long to pull the trigger, Bob? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, because I was in high school.
That makes sense. I wasn't doing the math in my mind.
He was a senior in high school. I was a sophomore. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
And we did get a little education, and then into the Air Force, and then Chad came, and then back to education. So we did get our degrees along with a 3-month-old baby named Chad.
So you guys got degrees. Both of you got degrees in college. Like you went to college.
Yeah. Yes.
What did you guys get your degrees in? If you don't mind me asking. Also, I'm Hasan, and I'm 34 years old. I live in Los Angeles. I grew up in Turkey, and if you've watched any Fox News coverage on me, you probably know me as a anti-American communist terrorist who hates America and played a role in Zoran Mamdani getting elected as mayor of New York. Also, I once famously said America deserved 9/11 when talking about American foreign policy, bringing about the concept of blowback. But that's just the top line. I think we all want what's best for America, but in our own unique ways. But just wanted to get you guys situated on how you might hear information about me. But I'm very excited to hear what you guys have to say and where you guys are coming from as far as your beliefs. So yeah, getting back into it. You said you went to college. What did you guys study, if you don't mind me asking?
My degree's in accounting.
My degree's in physical education, health.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so could you guys elaborate on your political journey, if you don't mind me asking? Like what happened? Like, how did you guys find out about Donald Trump? Were you lifelong Republican voters before then? Like, how did this happen?
Go ahead, Bob.
I've been a Republican all my life, but it got more intense when we lost the election to Obama.
Okay.
Because I saw him as a far left-wing liberal who didn't give a rat's ass about the United States.
Okay.
Was there anything else about Obama you didn't like?
Yeah.
That was pretty much it.
That
was the main thing.
I mean,
It was the main thing.
okay.
Chad, I have a quick question. I can't see your face because there's this thing in front of it. How do I move that?
How do you move what?
Just gonna put my
can't see
apolitical
your
hat
face.
on as well for the rest for the duration of this interview. I don't know if you can see it.
Nice.
Yes. I have one to match. I could go get mine, but I can't move the camera much.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it.
All right, so Dad, you got radicalized around Obama. Mom, I assume it's basically the same. I mean, we've talked about this on our show. It's basically the same for you, but I also think living in close proximity to Dad kind of locks you into a certain mental trap, a perpetual cycle of fear, aggression, anger. Hello?
I just think being raised I think being raised in the little town we were in too, growing up as kids, our environment. I mean, the environment that you live in kind of.
I mean, I
we
guess,
were-
but Chad and I grew up in your fucking house, and we didn't turn out anything like you guys. So I can't really, you can't really say that. I don't
I,
think.
I blame that on your tour of duty in California and Colorado.
See?
You got tainted by a bunch of lefties.
It's environmental.
That's not true at all.
But-
No, it is true.
I left Texas in high school to come to California willingly as fast as I
Right.
could, and I've never left. So I don't think it was.
Stop the bullshit. You did that so you could go to USC's film school.
Yeah,
That's the only damn reason you went to California.
correct.
So you think they weren't libtards in Texas and they became libtards when they moved to California? Is that what's going on?
It didn't happen overnight. Chad's lived in California longer than he's lived anywhere else.
It's just
Haley
simply not
Smith-
true. That's not
What are you
true.
talking about?
We just didn't talk politics when we were younger. It wasn't. It was a moot point. Like when I was in high school, I didn't give a shit about any of this. It wasn't until I became an adult and then as a parent that all of this really started to matter to me. And I happened to be in Colorado, but I was never conservative, even when I was a teenager. I mean, I was like, on the boys' baseball team and wearing like traditionally, I would say, masculine clothes. Like I've always kind of pushed boundaries and kind of lived on the fringe. It's not that this is anything new or that Colorado made me that way. I've been this way. You guys use that as an excuse, but it's just simply not true.
She did have a wallet chain in high school. I remember that.
Bob, do you feel like
I
you're
dressed up-
abdicating responsibility as a parent that both of your children became so liberal, and you're kind of saying like, oh, it must be California and Colorado?
Well, I can tell you one thing: if Chad would have remained in Texas and took the other scholarship to play baseball at Trinity, it would have been a hell of a lot different than he is now.
I don't know if that's
Well-
true.
Yeah.
I don't
As
know if
far
that's
as
true.
Haley's concerned, she got nested with a bunch of liberals that were so far left, it's ridiculous.
May I say something, please?
What?
May I speak?
Of course.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
There went our
Jesus
camera.
Christ.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
This is
a
unbelievable.
I'm a mess.
you're doing
I'm so
you're
sorry.
doing fantastic. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm not.
No,
I'm
you're
not.
doing
Oh my
a
God.
great job.
There you go. You got it. You're
Okay.
good. You're good.
There. Maybe I'll just go
Just
from
leave
you to
it blank
him.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to say this. I think some of their political beliefs and what they believe in is my fault because I gave them too much freedom growing up. I mean,
Jesus.
gave them way too much independence. Now I'm trying to reel them back in and I can't get them. I can't get them.
Reel me. I'm
man.
49 years old. You're never
Yes.
going to reel me back in.
Yes. Yeah.
I've always said like,
No, but you're going to come to the day where you're going to have to choose between the lifestyle you have now or communism. And that will be a distinct choice you will have to make.
Okay.
okay, I'd like to say one more thing. Thank you. I've always said until the day I'm 6 foot under and I die, if I feel like you're making like a big, weird thing that you shouldn't be doing, a decision, I would try to help you. I would try to talk with you, try to communicate and figure this out. Well, it's getting way too hard. I can't do it anymore.
Okay.
Okay. Can we walk through some of these terms if you don't mind me asking? I would love to, Bob. I would love to understand what you mean when you say communism. Like, what do you think Chad believes as far as like
I think,
communist beliefs?
well, I believe communism is Russia and China, and all you have to do is take a look at their countries, and that tells you what you believe if you're a communist. You want to be under total control of the government. You don't want to work for anything. You want freebies handed out left and right. And that's not my way of life, and that's not the way of life I think my kids really want. And at some point in their adult life, they're going to have to make a choice. Because our side of the coin is not just 20% of the people, like you said when we talked to you earlier. It's you have no idea how many MAGAs are out there that are. It's more like 90%.
You think
my
90%
God.
of America is MAGA?
No, I think 90% of MAGA is on our side of the trip.
What? So
Not
What?
so like there are what 80 million Republicans out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing at least more than half of them are like we are
okay.
because they're not all MAGA. They're not all MAGA.
Oh, so you're saying like out of all of the registered Republicans of the country, if there's 80 million of them, you're saying
Yeah,
50% of
half
them, 50% of them are like your level of pro-Trump.
Yeah,
Okay, I mean that's fine.
But that level is like wild. We are not looking at your shrine, but you guys had a Trump shrine where you bought the Trumpy bear, you have all the hats, you have the shoes,
Me
you
too.
have the cologne, you have the Bible. You think most Republicans have all of that stuff and are buying his NFTs and allowing
I
him
think
to grift them
MAGA
out of all their money?
yeah. I think all MAGAs are.
Okay.
I think if you support him, you support him. If
Bob,
you
what
don't,
level
then
of-
you don't.
I think you're way missing the boat on how many people are on our side of the fence.
What level of MAGA do
I
you
don't
think
think
I'm
you
at?
have a clue.
If I could show you some stuff.
I don't think any of you have a clue.
Okay.
Bob, can I show you some of my MAGA stuff? Maybe you can tell me if I'm like, you can give me like a MAGA rating on what level of MAGA I am. Can you see me on the camera?
Yes, we can. Can you see us now? I did
Oh,
fix
we
our
can see you
camera.
guys.
Yeah, you're
This
good.
is perfect, by the way. You really killing it. So you see the hat, right? Like I got that.
Yeah.
That's
I
just
can't
like
read it.
My make America great again.
you
It's
can't
same
read it.
hat I have.
You don't recognize this hat, Bob. I don't know
Yes,
if
I
you have the
recognize
highest
it.
level of MAGA. If you can't automatically
Well,
read
I
what the
can't-
hat says.
I can't read. No, hell, screw it.
Okay.
Hold
Be
on,
nice.
I got more. Look, I got another thing here. I'll put it up close to the camera. You can see. This is my Zin. Do you know what Zins are?
No.
It's a Zin tin.
Looks like
It's
a hockey puck.
Wait, hold on. Let's see if it. There it is.
There.
It's a Zin tin of Donald Trump doing the fight right after he got
fight.
almost assassinated by a godless atheist liberal Hillary Clinton voter. I got that.
Okay.
I got
So
Trump soap.
0 to 10, 0 to 10
What
on
else?
the MAGA meter. Where do you think Hasan falls?
0.
Zero.
Oh.
He doesn't like Donald
Zero.
Trump. I know
mean,
that.
look at all the MAGA stuff.
Okay.
I have more MAGA stuff than you do. I think, Bob. I'm gonna be honest.
I think you're out of your mind.
It's okay if you don't like Donald Trump.
I
okay.
don't like Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump.
Oh my God.
No, you don't. I know you don't.
I don't know what you guys are
Are
talking
you
about.
trying to like?
Okay,
reel us
hold
in
on.
for the
This will impress you. I think, Bob, I'm trying to impress you. I think you can probably tell, but hold on. This is going to impress you, I think. Hold on.
Okay. He's teasing us, you know. This.
Well, I don't believe anything he's saying anyway, so it doesn't matter.
He's teasing us. Oh yeah. that would be a 10 plus. That's a pretty good one.
So
How come you guys don't have that?
So now the question is, how often do you wear that out in public?
Oh, regularly. Always. I wear it out in
Sure
public.
you
I wear it
do.
out to the rallies when I go
Yeah.
to the rallies, the Trump rallies.
To the
Yes,
polls.
sure you
Okay. We get it. You don't like Donald Trump.
Wait, what do you mean, Bob? I feel like I'm out MAGA-ing you a little bit, I think.
do. I don't think you are, but I'm not going to go dig out my stuff.
I
have a
think
Trump
you're a little
bear?
impressed. I think you're a little impressed. It's like you can't admit it, but it's okay.
I kind of am.
No, he isn't. That's something he had to go dig out from behind him, and he ain't. There's no way in hell he wears it in public.
Oh god.
Dad, that's your complaint
Okay.
that he had to dig it out from behind him, that he's not wearing it 24 hours a day. Not that he
You are
has a
making us
giant
laugh.
Make America Great Again cowboy.
Yeah, that's.
You're making us laugh. I do like this.
Okay.
You're making us laugh.
All right.
Jesus.
See, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. So
Yeah.
I was asking about communism, Bob, and you were telling me like, just look at Russia, look at China, and that's everything you need to know. But like, do you Do you have any policy specifics about like what you think? Because Russia is not a communist country. It was the USSR was run by a communist party. It's no longer communist. It's the Russian government is a capitalist government. But at least with China,
Oh, give me a break.
wait. What do you mean by that?
Russia is not a capitalist country.
You don't think Russia is a
You can
capitalist
take that-
country?
No, it's not.
Why do you think that?
Because it's not run like a capitalist. It's not run like our society. They have
Okay.
one guy that runs the entire country. And
Well-
if you don't believe that, you need to sit on your hat.
You don't think that's Trump?
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I think
Yeah.
Trump is pretty much also single-handedly running the country right now too. So I don't know. I don't think that's
Right.
communism at all.
We
Anyway.
need to get it straight.
Okay.
And it's going to take one guy to lay his ball sack out there and do it.
Okay.
You think there's people like you in Russia that also feel the same way about Vladimir Putin?
Oh, I'm sure there are.
Okay.
But they're all locked up. They're in jail.
Wait. No. I meant like people who feel the same level about Vladimir Putin, like the same sympathy towards Vladimir Putin as you do about Donald Trump.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Dad, you're pro-Russia, right? We've talked many times on our show about how you want them to win the war against Ukraine.
Yes.
Wait, so you want a communist country to win the war against Ukraine?
Well, look, Obama gave away Crimea. Why don't we give away that little piece of the Ukraine to make peace over there? Ukraine's never going to win that war. That's an absolute impossibility. Because the only thing they got that they think is helping them with their defense is the United Nations, who couldn't defend an 80-year-old grandma sitting on her front porch.
Okay.
Okay.
So my opinion is, let's give away the piece of the Ukraine that they've already taken, call it a day, and go back to the farm. Because the only thing Zelensky's doing is building himself a big old fancy hotel and
Resorts.
a resort in Poland.
Okay, so you don't like Zelensky. I call him Zel Disney,
Yeah.
by the way. He's a Mickey Mouse. He's Mickey Mouse president.
Yes.
But the question I have for you is you criticized Obama for giving away Crimea, but now you're saying Trump should do the same about even more pieces of Ukrainian land. So is it good when Trump is doing it, but bad when Obama's doing it? Like, I'm just trying to understand where you're coming from.
All right, it's a major difference. Obama helped out Crimea by handing them out some fucking blankets. We've actually put some muscle where the might is, and Russia's quite frankly winning that battle. So without the United States, they're going to lose it anyway. And I don't think Zelensky gives a rat's ass about the Ukraine. He cares about Zelensky. So my opinion is you might as well give them what they've already taken, and then you'll have peace for another 5 or 10 years.
But in terms of that question that you were asked about, Obama does something, you hate it. Trump does something, you love it. We've gotten into that conversation a million times on our show, specifically where immigration is concerned and deportations.
Listen to what I just said.
What's that?
You didn't pay any attention to what I just told you.
Yes, I listened to you and I'm watching you.
So if Obama represented a more muscular defense for Ukraine and did not allow Russia to overtake Crimea, then you would be more comfortable with Obama? Like, one of the foreign policy
Yes.
disagreements you had with Obama was that he was too weak. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yes. I think
okay.
so too.
But now Donald Trump wants to, do even more damage to Ukraine. But that's good because it's an inevitability at this point. Because it kind of doesn't make sense. Because technically, I guess the annexation of Crimea by Russia was bloodless in comparison to what has been going on for the past couple of years at this point, right?
That's correct.
So are you? So,
And here, I'll just give you a football analogy. They've already got past the 50-yard line. They're moving towards your goal line, and now what you want to do is defend the goal line. It's too late.
You're saying
You
let
guys
them
are
score
just-
a touchdown.
You're
in
just
this
Trump
weird analogy.
apologists. like through and through. It wouldn't matter what he does. You're always going to side with him. You have done it since we started the pod. It doesn't matter
With
what he
who?
does. With
You
Donald
talking about
Trump.
Trump?
Yeah.
You
You
Donald
don't care what he does.
Bob, is there something that Donald Trump has done that you don't think is good?
Donald Trump has America first.
What was the
Obama did.
question? What was the question?
Is there something Trump has done that you disagree with?
Well, we
Yeah, well, the only thing I don't really disagree with him. I'm hoping that he hurries up and gets this Greenland deal done. Don't mess around with it.
What deal do you perceive that to be? How do you think that deal's going to work?
We're going to become the 51st state of the United States, and that is a fact, Jack.
By doing what? How does that transpire?
What do you mean?
How
They
does
go to
that
Denmark.
work?
They go to Denmark. They go to Denmark and say, "Here's a few $100 million. Now we'll take over and be in charge of Denmark."
he's in
And
Switzerland.
and the people in Denmark won't give a rat's ass because their life will be a lot better off.
Okay.
He's in
Have you not
Switzerland.
seen the protests going on? Have you not seen like the actual
Sure.
people, Greenlanders? They
They've
don't want
been
any
told-
of this.
No,
Okay.
sure they don't.
He's been in Switzerland today. In fact, I think he might have already left by the time we air this. But anyway, he laid a framework for a peaceful support for everyone. He's got like a bunch of countries signed on to it now. He said he will not go in there and just take them over. He won't do it, he said.
Yeah, he
So-
was just threatening to do that, I think.
Yeah, he was threatening.
There's
He was.
another deal out on the table right now that I'm 100% for. He'll trade California for Greenland.
Who's he going to give California to? Denmark?
Yeah, I'm down actually. Let's do it.
That's my point. Who in the hell's going to want them?
Oh my
California is
gosh.
the 5th largest economy on the planet, isn't it? Like
Ooh,
somewhere.
Okay.
I don't think America would be better off without California, Bob. I feel like that's an un-American statement coming from you. I'm actually a little disappointed.
Well, let me
Let me put the hat back on. Let the real MAGA speak. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me ask you, Dad. I've lived in California now
You grow our fruits and vegetables. Let me tell you, we can take it over.
Wait, take what
We don't
over?
need California.
Okay.
In fact, half your state wants out of California.
Who
The
wants
northern
that?
half of Californians want to get out of California and create their own state.
Where are you
Why is
reading this?
that?
Is this Newsmax?
But this is they actually had a petition up less than 5 years ago where the
Okay.
Northern Californians wanted to vote to become their own state.
I don't think Chad signed that one.
I don't think you saw that, did you, big boy?
I didn't.
Big
I didn't, big boy.
Be nice.
I like that you're calling me big boy. And
Big
the
boy.
first 10 minutes of this was just a shot of your giant gut. All right.
Be nice. We're guests.
We're guests.
Yes, we
Do
are.
you think if Northern California and Southern California split and then you have 2 major blue safe havens, do you think that would be better for America?
I don't think you'd have 2 blue states. I think
you-
you'd
you
have
think
one
if-
red and one blue.
Oh, you think California would become? How do you think California would become red if all of the major
We're not-
population hubs in California are deeply blue?
Okay, your problem is the people who support and pay for everything live in the north.
Huh?
It isn't your populous cities are not what drive the economy.
Wait, who drives the Californian economy if it's not the big cities and the
farmers.
tech sector? And
The farmers.
okay,
Well, right now, it's Gavin Newsom.
How much farming's done in LA? Tell me, you live there.
yeah, no, California is
You
a
got a
major
garden
agricultural
outside?
producer, but I think you and I are going to have a little bit of a disagreement here because not only does California as a state subsidize states like Oklahoma, which I'm very fond
they
of, by
do.
the way. I've been to Oklahoma many times.
Okay.
My brother used to live there, and
Are you now, or is that for true? Is that a true statement?
Where do you
yeah,
live?
no, I went to Oklahoma City only. I haven't really like branched outside of Oklahoma City too much, but I'm very familiar with the politics of the state of Oklahoma as well. And I have some friends that live there still. Are you guys familiar with the "I've had it" ladies?
The who?
I've had
Jennifer,
it. There's a
that lady, Jennifer and somebody
Yeah.
else.
Oh wow,
Yeah, no
you're
thanks.
tapped in.
Yeah, my mom is with it. She's on the
thanks.
internet. My dad doesn't even use a cell phone.
Hey, you know what? Ask Chad who started our social media platforms. Go ahead and ask him.
When we first started the
ahead.
podcast, I didn't have time, so I said, "Mom, you can do all the social media," and it was a bunch of pictures of horses and butterflies. And then last year, I kind of took it over, started making some clips, so on and so forth. But yes, Mom, you did do it, and I appreciate that very much.
One of our platforms. I did Instagram, I did TikTok, and I don't like Facebook, so we're not on there.
Wait, why
unless
don't you
they
like
tag me.
Facebook?
We are on
I just
Facebook.
think I don't like it. It's old people, and I mean older, and I don't like it. And I have a lot of nice friends on there that.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Poor Facebook. You got a 72-year-old woman saying people on
It's
Facebook
for
are too
old
old for her.
Okay.
I like TikTok, Snappy, Snapchat.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I don't like Facebook either. So I guess we're in agreement there. So you like TikTok. All right. So California agriculture is actually pretty important for the state. It's pretty important for the food supply for the rest of the nation. But Bob, I think you know this already, but a big part of the Californian agriculture actually comes from the people that are working at those farms, right? And
Right.
I think you know where I'm going with this. A lot of those people that
There
work
we
at those
go.
farms are migrant workers. Many of them
Right.
documented, some of them undocumented as well. So how do you feel about Donald Trump's aggressive actions against these people that are working tirelessly to make sure that we can have, food on our tables for a reasonable price?
I'm all for deporting anybody who's illegal, and we'll make do. Believe me.
But Trump did say in
The
his
United States. Well, by the way, California. What do they borrow? $560 million a year from the United States to stay afloat. You guys are so far in debt, it's ridiculous.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Dad.
Don't sing California's praises to me. They're a giant liability to the rest of us.
I just don't
You think
understand why you care. Why do you care if a
I
migrant
don't.
is here illegally or not? If they
I
are
don't.
working,
That was
producing, part of the economy, like why does that bother you so much?
It doesn't. That was his point of view.
What?
No, there's not. So it's not only untrue, and it is actually blue states that subsidize the red states, specifically states like Oklahoma. But also outside of that, the Californian agricultural output is actually 3% of the overall Californian economy, which is still pretty significant, and it's especially important for food, right? Like, I mean, that's where the crops that we're picking come from. But it is ultimately still around 3% of the overall GDP in the state of California. I mean, it's very important. Almonds, cattle, pistachios, strawberries, lettuce, flowers, tomatoes, and oranges. And these are all things that I assume you consume.
You eat more tomatoes than you do bread.
What? No, I'm not saying it's not important. I'm saying it's very important. I'm just saying that it's not as big as a.
I think it's a yes or no question.
Yes or no?
No. I'm saying it's very important. I know how important agriculture is. That's why I'm saying California is a very important state for the nation. Even on the agriculture.
Would be fine.
What, Dad? With this
You
immigration,
just said you don't have tomatoes if California doesn't exist in this state.
Oh yeah, we will. We can get those from Mexico.
Maybe.
by bombing them, we're gonna
For
bomb them
now,
and steal their
right.
tomatoes. But Dad,
Right.
you're kind of constantly also talking about like you don't care if Trump deports U.S. citizens or agitators or kills people or any of that. You're down for whatever he wants to do. You're playing it a little cool here, which I don't quite get. But you're so far beyond just supporting the idea that he's getting rid of the illegal aliens. On our show, constantly you're
supporting
talking about
that.
what?
I support that he gets rid of all illegal aliens.
But you also have stated that you support him deporting U.S. citizens who just don't agree with him.
I didn't
We
say
have
that.
never said
Oh
that.
my
That's a
God.
lie.
We never
Okay.
said that.
All right.
I
Sure.
want the illegal criminals that are here, that are not citizens, that have criminal records, that are
Yeah.
killing people, that are bringing in drugs. That's the ones I would like to see them go back. The ones that came over our border.
Sure. But
with
what about
no
people like
legal-
Renee Good? When an ICE officer murders her in broad daylight, there's video of it everywhere all over the internet. You guys support that.
Well, you
I knew you-
justify it because you think it's a means to an end. You think that in killing these people and kidnapping these American citizens, like they're eventually going to get one of the bad guys. But that's not how this works. You
I knew
can't
we
do
would get
that.
into the shooting of Renee Good. I do not want to
No
see
good.
anyone die. No one in the United States. Whether you're an agitator, whether
Why
you're a
didn't she
criminal,
just get out
whether
of the car and take
you're
a
a
knee?
citizen, whether you're a child, whether you're an adult. I don't want to see people get killed. All she had to do was get out of the car.
All he
That's
had
all
to
she
do
had
was
to do.
not shoot her in the face 3 times.
And let her run over him.
Okay.
Get out of the car, be handcuffed, go to jail,
And let her run
take it
over
up
him.
with the judge, then you're dismissed.
Okay, so it's comply
gone.
or die. That's the assessment, right? So if the same guys, like maybe ICE agents are in Oklahoma going door to door and they come to your house, and you know there's a miscommunication, let's say when you're like pulling out of your driveway, like you would have to, you know, that would just be an L that everyone would be holding in that situation. Like God forbid
That if they ask,
they're going door to
If they
door.
tell you, if the law enforcement tells you to do something, just do it. You won't get shot. She
Well, you're
tried to run
talking-
the son of a bitch
I
down,
know,
and
but
he had
there's-
to go to the hospital.
But there was miscommunication because they were giving conflicting commands. He was actually in violation. Jonathan Robbs was in violation of the code of conduct anyway. They're not supposed to be approaching the vehicle from the front. And not only was that a violation of even like the ICE agency
What did she
manual.
violate?
What?
What did she violate? Let's go the other way.
No, hold on. Well, let's walk through.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
walk through this. Let's walk through this, and then I'll cover that side as well. So one of the things that law enforcement does, which ICE isn't even a regular law enforcement, they technically are illegally detaining American citizens when they're detaining American citizens. That's not actually something that is in the purview of that's not something that they're allowed to do. But it's technically considered a legal gray area because how can you make the distinction whether or not someone is illegal, an undocumented immigrant, or a regular, documented U.S. citizen? But basically, what Jonathan Ross did in the process of executing Renee Good was violate a bunch of different things that he was not supposed to do. He was not supposed to approach the vehicle from the angle that he approached. He was filming himself. He pulled his service weapon out and he shot Renee Good. And 2 of the shots actually landed after Renee Good had completed the turn. The first shot landed when the trajectory of the car was very clearly moving out of the direction. You can see that on numerous camera angles as well. And then they stopped her from actually receiving medical care as well. There was a physician on the site. They told him, no, you can't come in. And she bled out for 8 whole minutes, according to the doctors that treated her after she got to the hospital. Like, there were so many different issues there, right? I think we all want law enforcement. We want law and order, but we can't let bad cops and bad ICE agents, which are even worse than cops to begin with, get away with this kind of criminal behavior. Otherwise, we're going to have lawlessness and disorder, right, Bob?
No, you would have had no problem with this if she just did what she was told. And by the way, you're already calling it an execution. I don't remember seeing a trial or anything.
There's not going to be one.
Well, that's the whole problem.
Oh, well, there you go. She was in the wrong and she got popped.
No. The
Jesus
problem is
Christ.
cops are not supposed to be judge, jury, executioner. He's not even a cop. He's an ICE agent. Okay. But ICE agents are not supposed to be judge, jury, executioner. There was no due process, right? It's one of the most American concepts that even, a filthy un-American commie such as myself actually ride for. You know, I love the First Amendment and I certainly love due process. So when a member of law enforcement ends up shooting and killing someone on the spot, they're actually denying that person.
Hold it. You said ICE is not a member of the law enforcement. So go back and retract this.
No, ICE is not. I said
Oh,
ICE
no,
is
you
law
said
enforcement. They don't have the same
You said
level
that.
of.
Okay.
No. You misunderstood me, Bob. I'm saying
Oh, I did.
ICE is a federal law enforcement that is acting in the capacity of doing immigration enforcement. And as a part of that,
Okay.
they're technically not allowed to detain American citizens, but because they can't figure out who's an American citizen and who's not an American citizen, they take advantage of the legal gray area. And if they can do that, and they can avoid due process in that regard, if they can use administrative warrants to go into people's houses, they can one day come to your house too. And I don't think you want to live in a country like that, right? Where, members of law
I'm not
enforcement
worried
are
about
not
them coming
doing
to
their
my
jobs appropriately.
But are you worried about them coming to my house? Because
Yeah,
you know what
I worry a little bit about your house.
I mean, I have a bakery. We run cookies that literally say "fuck ice."
And you run your mouth. Yeah,
Right. That's my right as an American. That's freedom of speech.
that's right. So
To
you
take
get
that away is un-American.
Can
So
I say
coming to
something?
my home to
hard.
arrest me for freedom of speech is wrong. You see that, right?
Depends on what you're promoting.
So you do
Okay,
not
well-
believe in freedom of speech.
No, I don't
Only
believe
if
you
it
can
suits
just-
you and
you
Donald
just
Trump.
throw out- No, there's no way to do it.
I've said this before. There's a fine line in the protesting, the rioting, the consequences once you step over the line. If I was out in my street right now, well, let me start this way too. I've watched that clip over and over, all different angles. I've even watched the clip the 3 minutes prior before she got shot. I wasn't there. You guys weren't there. So going on all the clips, on everything I've read and pulled from all the different sites, then you make your own judgment call. When I first saw some of that and hadn't seen all of the clips and everything, I was going, oh my gosh, that's not right. That's terrible. But then once I watched more clips and where they slowed it down and I could hear different things and I could hear the police say, get out of the car. Get out of the car. I said, my God, why didn't she get out of the car?
I'm not getting out of the car.
Yeah.
Does that mean
Well,
I deserve it?
We don't want that. I don't want it for anyone, including you and Chad. So quit trying to put words in
You
your
should be
mouth like
smart
you
enough.
always do.
You should be smart enough not to take the chance.
If
Why
I was
should
in
That
I
woman-
comply?
that
I
woman
don't
is
even
not-
think I should be defunded. I don't believe that I should exist. Why am I complying with this?
You know what? We wouldn't have ICE if we had a secure border.
If we hadn't had Joe Biden's open borders, we wouldn't need ICE.
I really believe that.
It all comes back
Why
to
would we
Biden.
need it? Why are y'all laughing? No, it was the border. We just let anybody and everybody in.
Like Renee Good, they let her across the border.
Tell us what your thoughts are on that.
Renee Good didn't cross the border.
Yeah, you can't catch Bob
She
like that.
wasn't-
Bob is real MAGA. That's crazy. I saw what Chad was doing,
I was
Bob. I
trying
got
to
your
trick,
back.
yeah.
I got your back.
I was trying to trick him.
Yeah.
He got me.
He's doing liberal mind games here. I noticed that. I'm with you.
Chad
I'm with you
always
all the
tries
way.
to trick us.
I
He
literally
tried to
never try to trick you. What are you talking about?
You
You know how
tried to
many
trick us
DMs
with
I
the
get?
med bed. You
What's
tried
that?
to trick us with Bible quotes. You
Oh, with
always
the
try
med
to
bed?
trick us.
Trump thought it was real. I'm not tricking you. He fucking is tricking you.
I think the medbed is real too, by the way. So I just want to point
My
that
dad
out.
thought he was going to get one. Thought he was going to get a free med bed from Donald Trump.
Bob, I think that's
I'll
aspirational.
be right back. He has to go to the restroom. I'm sorry.
Okay,
He'll
Bob,
be right
before you
back.
go to the restroom, I think that's aspirational, and I like that you wanted a med bed.
Yeah, I want one too. I just don't think they're
I
real.
want one too.
Yeah, there you go. That's like, okay, how about if instead of med beds for all, we do Medicare for all? What do you guys think about that?
Well, that is. He just said no as he's running to the bathroom.
We heard Bob.
Oh my God.
Right, but Mom, you believe in universal health care. You think that everyone should have health care, yeah?
Everyone deserve health care. Of course they do. Of
Yeah.
course they do. And we do have it. I mean, if there
No, we
was
do not.
someone without health care and
No.
they got injured, they go to a hospital and they do get care. They either write off their big bills or they let the people pay it off in segments, because I have friends that way that have no health care themselves. They can't afford it right now. So when they get hurt, they do go to the hospital, Haley, and they get fixed up.
You're
And then
missing the point. So people who have universal health care in other countries, part of their taxes kick into that. Okay. So when you go to the doctor, you're paying $20 for a fucking surgery. Here in the United States, we're screwed. Okay. Premiums are at an all-time high. A surgery here for anyone is thousands, tens of thousands of dollars.
Yes.
That sends you into medical bankruptcy. You're done.
Not bankruptcy. They will help write it off. But I do believe our medical is out of control. It needs
What kind of
revamping.
magical write-off are you talking about?
Let's see, it was 500,000 or 600,000. I had a friend with a bill that high. It was an emergency, and they wrote it off and helped her with it.
Let me ask the three of you, do any of you or all of you know the difference between Medicare and Medicaid?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the difference?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a professional
Medicaid.
political commentator for like the past 12 years. I'm very familiar.
Okay.
All right.
Now,
So
Bob liked that one.
Medicare, Medicare is for people who have worked and contributed to the fund. If you never had a job, you don't deserve Medicaid or Medicare. You're on Medicaid, which that bill that you say, who forgives the bill? The hospital lets you walk through the emergency room for free. And you know who pays that bill? Me and your mother.
Okay.
Not always, I don't think.
But listen, I'm cool with paying for people to have medical benefits. That doesn't bother me. So if we could live in a country where like we're all kicking in and everybody gets insured, I'm down for that. I don't want somebody to go to the hospital and not be able to get life-saving care. Like, I don't want that. Why do you want that?
I don't think there's a place like that now.
I don't care whether they do it or not.
Every other place is
I
like
don't
that.
want to pay for it.
Every other country is like that. Like we are the only country. We're unique in the sense that we have medical bankruptcy as a concept here in this country, and it is an incredibly costly endeavor because we don't have socialized healthcare in this country. We are we do. We have it for you, Bob. You get Medicare. It's one version of that, but even then, the entire reason why healthcare is as costly as it is because we have this parasitic middleman called healthcare providers, insurance providers, that are actually not working to make this cheaper at all. And as a matter of fact, they benefit from how costly healthcare is in general. If this entire industry did not exist, and it doesn't exist in many other countries, as a matter of fact, like I said, we are unique in the sense that we have private healthcare in the way that we do, and we have no alternative. We have no government alternative. That is the reason why healthcare is so costly in this country. So if we were to abolish the private healthcare sector in its entirety and have the government control this healthcare process, it would literally be cheaper for every single person, including yourselves. You would be paying less for your healthcare. Well, maybe not you guys because you're on Medicare, but you'd be paying less for your healthcare overall, and you would be paying it in the form of taxes, and everyone could just go to the hospital and get preventative care and not just only exhaust the hospitals at the point of no return when they have to use an emergency room.
Tell us about Obamacare then. Why was that not any good? And like premium sky high and...
Because Obamacare Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, was actually created, and this might come as a surprise to you guys, by Republicans in a right-wing think tank called the Heritage Foundation in the 90s, right? And it was first implemented by Romney in the state of Massachusetts. The reason why they created this healthcare system was because they wanted an alternative to socialized medicine. They wanted to make sure that we don't get Medicare for all. So they were like, here, this is the alternative. It's still a subsidy. It's still a subsidy to private insurance. I don't want private insurance to exist in the country. Or if it exists, I want it to be heavily regulated. And I want that private insurance to only cover things that are, like plastic surgeries or whatever, and not life-saving or preventative health care that everybody needs to get. This would make this process would make the entire system more affordable overall. It would be less costly, it would be more affordable, and it would be more efficient.
Okay.
But Dad, you're against that. We heard you while you're peeing say, no, you don't want this.
I'm for having free insurance for people who've paid into the fund.
Okay, like taxes.
Beyond that, you've got an argument with me on who gets it and who don't.
But tell me then, why is Obamacare, like they said now, the premiums are like sky high?
Double, triple.
Yeah, the reason why is because they did not tackle the private function of healthcare. Healthcare makes money off of denying you healthcare coverage. You pay into it,
Right.
and then they do everything in their power to make sure that they don't pay your hospital bill. That's how they make money. Okay, so it's working against your interests.
Is that Medicare?
No, just healthcare in general. I'm saying like private healthcare makes money.
We don't get denied anything in Medicare.
What did you?
They
I'm
just
sorry.
pay.
What?
I said you're wrong about us having to pay extra for health care above and beyond what we're paying for Medicare. That's not true. That's a false statement.
There's some things that have to be pre-authorized though now.
But we get it all covered.
Okay, so yeah.
We're not dribbling out the back door.
because we're old.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying everyone should
have this
pay
tax.
into it with taxes, and obviously not like children or the elderly that are no longer working, but everyone should pay into it and have one major pool of tax funded healthcare that we take out of.
It change? It won't change until Democrats and Republicans agree on it, and we'll be dead by then.
But there's
I think
also
you guys
these
have a
powerful
problem.
lobbyists that are in the medical insurance field that are paying all these politicians to make sure a bill like that would never pass. It's all about money and whose pocket can get greased so that this will never happen in this country. And you
I do
understand that
believe
Donald
that.
Trump is a part of that. All he cares about is money.
Okay, no. He cares about
No,
America.
what we
Oh
just
my
talked
God.
about the $500 million he's got parked at a bank account in Qatar that he got from selling the Venezuelan stolen oil. You don't think he cares about money?
Yes, so
Yeah.
he can move it around.
Move it
To
around
his
for
own
what though?
bank account,
He's going to make sure it goes to the right place.
Benefit
which
people.
Oh,
There's a lot of belief in Trump. I'm wondering what he has done for you specifically that you feel like has improved your life specifically that makes you feel confident that he's got your best interest in mind.
Well, since he became president, we're making more money than we ever have in our life without working.
My gasoline was the
Every-
cheapest this
We're
morning
getting
I've ever
more.
seen
We're
it.
getting more Social Security. We're getting higher interest rates on our money that we have in the bank, and we're doing damn well.
see what you have
My
to
dad-
understand
That's
is
what
that they have zero empathy for others. So it's like a me. So as long as I'm benefiting, as long as I'm winning, that's all that matters. It's the same with healthcare. You guys are covered. You guys are insured. To hell with everyone else. You have this mental block where you just do not give a shit about anyone else.
You're fighting mad today, Haley, aren't you?
Dad's nodding.
I'm
What do you
not-
mean? Dad's agreeing with her.
Every day. I live in
care
this
about it.
country and I read the news every day. I can't help but be mad.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
So
I care about other people.
You have
People that
You have
healthcare.
alternatives. If America's not right for you, hit the road.
Where would you go, Haley?
Waiting for midterms to see how this goes.
You know what you do? You move to some country that's got health care for everybody, and see how your lifestyle is.
I mean, that's Switzerland. I'd give anything
That's
to live there.
been
That's
there a month.
Scotland. Like name a Nordic country, name a European country. You're not understanding because you've never traveled outside this country. But there are
Don't have
places that
to.
are much better when it comes to healthcare.
Oh,
We've had this discussion before.
but then you got to put up with the rest of the bullshit,
Dad-
which isn't as good as here.
Don't listen to Dad.
The
Say
what's
no
not as
Dad.
good as
like
here?
like constitutionalizing abortion in France because I'm down for that. I live in
There you
Texas,
go.
one of the most oppressive states in the entire
Or
country.
you pick one thing that's good out of a country, and that's going to make you move there. That's not too bright.
I mean, I think a lot of stuff that's pretty good. Europe has its own issues as well, and so do these other countries. But there's a lot of stuff that their governments do right, and I think it's important to learn from those lessons and try to incorporate them here to make America great, like truly great. So, as far as like universalizing the pain. One angle that I wanted to talk about is homelessness, right? Like there's a lot of homeless people on the streets, and I don't think anybody wants to see other human beings living out on the streets, right? Like you guys don't like that, right? It
No.
shows that this is like a chaotic system.
Well, I
Would you-
agree with you on that.
yeah. So would you say that is a byproduct of the government failing?
Not necessarily. I think there's a lot of other things that contribute to homelessness. Half those people are drug addicts and they choose to be homeless. So I don't think you can blame that on the government.
Okay,
You
no
think
one
homeless people
chooses
choose
to be
The
homeless.
only thing I would say the government did wrong with the homeless people is encourage them to be addicts over the last couple of years.
What?
They make up they open up places where they can go in and get their drugs for free and let them go out and lay on the
You're
street.
insane.
I mean, you look at
What?
San Francisco, hell, they take a crap on the street.
He's talking about safe needle injection sites and things like that. They've actually been very successful, especially the mass distribution of Narcan under Biden, who I hate, by the way, just so you know. That's not even a joke. I hate Biden. Wasn't a big fan of Kamala either. Not a big fan of the Democratic Party. But, you know, that's maybe an area that we can agree on. Having said that, of course,
Where are you?
What?
Where do you stand? What,
Well,
are
I
you
stand
like
firmly
neutral?
outside of the American two-party system. I'm much further to the left than at least this current iteration of the Democratic Party.
This is something that we talk about on our show a lot too. Haley and
the
I
time.
are very similar to that. And you
We are
guys
not
always look at
Democrats.
us and you're like, you love Biden, you're Democrats. And it's like, no, we're not really.
No.
We're just very much against Trump and very much not
Yeah.
right. But the two-party system, Haley and I also think is, I mean, it just doesn't work. We're at a point where we're
Correct.
seeing the complete failure of it now and the ability for an authoritarian to come in and exploit it for personal gain. But you guys think we are like hardcore Biden supporters. That has never been the case.
Here's what I don't understand: why you and Haley don't like love the American flag. You don't have patriotism. Okay, now hush. Y'all laugh at this one. I sat at my father's funeral with the gun salute going off when they handed me the perfectly folded triangle flag for my father's service.
Yeah,
That's gut wrenching to me.
sure.
That's
That's the reason you get to sit here and run your mouth.
I had so much pride that day, and that's the stuff that you guys will never feel, and that makes me sad.
That
I just-
object. Sorry, Haley, go ahead.
There's I think innately, like within me, even since I was a kid, like stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. In my mind, I'm telling myself, you can't tell me what to do. I'm not gonna follow this shit blindly.
Okay.
And so
But
I'm
you
just
were a rebellion a long time ago. You're
Like
a
when
rebel.
you were like 6 or
You're a
7.
rebel.
Woo,
You're a rebel.
you had a grip on it.
okay. So
It's the flag is just a
There-
symbol,
there-
but it's
Yeah.
interestingly in this country because of like burning of the flag is part of freedom of speech. But Trump says that should be outlawed, and we're
Not
going to
anymore.
throw
Not
you in jail
anymore.
for
You
it.
Not anymore, it isn't. You
You go
go
to
to
jail.
jail now, buddy.
Right. So,
I just
Dad,
don't-
10 seconds ago, you were like, "That's your freedom of speech." Now you're shitting on freedom of speech.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
this is
What-
this is not the country that I anticipated like raising children in. And again, like when I was younger, I didn't really pay attention to politics. But as I became older, became a parent, everything really clicked. And I started to recognize that this isn't the actual country I thought it was. And as I'm living through, again, Texas, one of the most oppressive states in the United States, I don't want to be here. You know, I wake up every day with anxiety just reading another story about just atrocities happening right
How'd
in
your
my
kid-
backyard.
How'd your kids turn out, in your opinion?
Your
My kids are
children.
awesome.
All right?
And they grew up
And
in
they
Texas.
grew up in the United States of America
in Texas.
under our flag.
What?
You think
And
the
you
flag
wanna-
made them good kids?
No.
Okay.
It's under the flag of America.
Like
Yeah.
pride
You
for
know
your
what the
country.
flag,
I
you
don't.
don't, you two don't even understand what that damn flag stands for.
Shouldn't have brought up.
It
the
isn't
flag.
about you and your kids. It's about the
People
thousands
that
of,
died for our
of
freedom.
soldiers who have died
For our freedom.
to let you sit here and run your mouth.
For our freedom.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I think the flag represents the people, right? Without the people, there is no nation.
Right.
And I think it's
Right.
the most patriotic thing you can do to want what's best for your country and want what's best for your fellow countrymen, right? Do we agree on that?
Yes.
Depends on who you consider to be my fellow countrymen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
Well,
not everybody who resides in the United States is a fellow countryman to me.
well,
Okay.
I think America actually is. Here's another thing that I love about America. America actually is one of the few countries on the planet where what you're saying, Bob, is actually entirely incorrect. There is never, with the exception of, Native Americans that have been here before our forefathers got here. Every single person in the United States of America that came to the United States of America that became, multiple generation Americans came from somewhere else, right?
Right.
That's correct, right, Bob?
Dad, what are you doing? You watching Newsmax? What's going on over there?
No.
You staring into
I
space?
turned it off.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
But Bob, you agree with that, right? Like, I mean, your great grandparents probably came here at a certain point, right?
Yeah,
Where'd they come from?
Germany, Luxembourg.
Okay. And they became American and you became American as a part of that. And I think there's no difference between your great grandparents when they first came here and were regarded as being swarthy and not Anglican blood, as Benjamin Franklin once famously wrote about, when they were initially considered not real Americans. I'm sure they experienced some of that same exact bigotry that you're dishing out right now. But I think that's the beauty of America, is that people come in from all different parts of the world, and over 2 generations they become American.
Oh yeah. So you believe that's what Somalia is up to right now? They're going to become second generation of patriot Americans.
They
Think you're full of crap.
already have. Somalis
No, they
are
haven't.
Somali Americans are 95% American citizens.
Yeah, and they're all bad.
They're all bad. All Somalis are bad.
Jesus.
Yes.
Okay. I don't think so, but I don't think there's a difference. Here's the big point of contention, right?
God.
I don't think someone coming from a different country and then coming to the United States of America has a different set of values or a different set of interests than someone like yourself. They all want a roof over their heads. They want a hot meal on their table. They want clothes on their back, and they want a better future for their children. And I think that is what unites all of us all around the world, as a matter of fact. Whether they're coming from Somalia or whether they're coming from Germany, it doesn't change that. It doesn't change that at all.
What'd you say, Dad?
I said, yeah, we're all getting along really well too.
You know what though? When my great grandparents, they came across Ellis Island, all of that, they had to put down where they were going, where they were traveling, where they wanted to farmstead. Within, I think, 3 years, if I remember the story right, my grandmother said then they did have to say they were citizens. They wanted to become citizens and sign a document of something and know English. So
Okay, that's really interesting you're saying that, because that's precisely what happened with the Somali population.
but
They're here for a wrong reason.
What do you think
many-
that reason
Bachelor
is?
reference.
I think they're here to actually cause chaos and corruption
Right.
and take over the United States.
there sure is a lot of fraud in Minnesota.
And they're stealing money to get away with it.
And you think this is happening
Omar.
100% blanket, as you said earlier, all of them are bad. You believe every Somali in the United States is part of this scheme?
I think they live in that neighborhood and they've got that mindset. Yes.
They're not all bad. He's wrong.
Thank
I
you.
don't know any of them.
Yeah,
But
we
But
don't
you know they're
them,
all
but-
bad?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know
how
a
are you
single
coming to that
one.
conclusion? This is Newsmax. Look,
Set
I
up
started.
schools. You set up schools with no kids in them. Get paid $800 a day per child.
Uh-huh.
And what are they doing with that money? They're sending it back home.
Okay, well, they can do whatever they want with the money they make. I started
Okay,
watching
there you are.
Newsmax because of you guys. I watch it for about at least 10 or 15 minutes a day. All they're doing right now is just pumping that Somali fraud shit straight into your brains 24 hours a day. That's what essentially their whole channel is doing that now. And you guys believe it because you're not watching anything else.
I need to switch gears
it-
here for a second, because the thing that you're saying about Somalia is, like, you've seen one case of fraud, and it was actually a white woman that set the entire fraud thing up. It's called her name was Amy Bach. But yes, a lot of the co-defendants, the overwhelming majority of the co-defendants in this one specific case, where they were taking money from the government to feed children, they were actually misattributing the funds and putting them back directly in their pockets. And the majority of the co-defendants were Somali. So That doesn't mean that all Somalis are engaging in this. Just like Donald Trump is, of German descent, and he was responsible for he's criminally liable for fraud. But I don't think every single German American is also doing fraud in the same exact way. That's just one individual case. But the question I have for you is, who do you think is a larger burden on American taxpayers in terms of like constantly receiving funds and never giving back, Israel or Somalia?
Well, on a scale, it's got to be Israel.
Oh, okay. So I think we have another area of agreement here. What do you guys think about Israel?
Yeah, I
Love
want to
'em.
know.
You love them.
Oh no.
The only thing that stand between us and Iran.
You know what? I'm not even going to talk. That's okay. Never mind.
What do you mean, Mom? You got something to
What?
say? Say it.
I don't think she likes
think
Israel.
I think they had something to do with Charlie. I really think they had something to do with Charlie.
What do you
Is
think
that a
they had
yes?
to do with it?
You've been watching that Candace Owens?
Oh, yeah.
I do
Yes,
watch
she is.
her, but just some things are just not adding up. I like at night sometimes when I can't sleep, I'll just start clicking on stuff and reading.
Charlie
I'm
Kirk.
very sad. I'm very sad what happened to him. I don't think we're ever going to figure it out, or at least if someone knows, they're not going to tell us the truth. It scares me. Now that I don't know his wife, but some things are just not adding up now. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Okay,
but I
another area of somewhat agreement. Okay, that's good. Bob, what do you think? You think Benjamin Netanyahu slimed Charlie Kirk?
Do I think he did what?
Slimed him, like he
And
iced
alive.
him, he killed him.
And alive.
Oh, do I think that Netanyahu
Israel.
killed him?
Yeah.
I don't think Netanyahu necessarily killed him, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Israelis had something to do with it.
Okay.
Can I ask you this question too? I've asked this to a couple of my friends, and they're like, I don't know, Myrtle. Why can we not say someone was killed anymore? We have to use that word unalive.
Oh, it's TikTok. It's TikTok because TikTok terms of service bans you if you say killed. I say killed. I was just joking when I said slimed. I say killed all the time.
Okay.
You can say whatever you
Okay.
want, just not on TikTok, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought that, well, it's cultural then. It's like a cultural thing. Where you have
No, it's
to,
just
But other than
you
Charlie
get
Kirk,
banned.
Yes.
other than your attitudes about Charlie Kirk and Israel's potential involvement in his assassination, you guys are huge supporters of Israel and everything they're doing right now.
Yeah, they have to be stronger than anybody else in the Middle East.
something's
And we have to
fishy there.
maintain that.
Something's fishy with Charlie. You met Charlie, didn't you?
It's not about
I've
you.
debated him.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
I debated him
about-
twice, and I was supposed to debate him before he got killed, maybe potentially by the state of Israel. I was supposed to debate him 2 weeks prior to his assassination.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yikes. So
Yeah.
were you friends with him, you think? Or
No,
with his,
not even a little bit.
you didn't like his views or anything?
No, not even a little bit. I mean, back in the day, in private, I looked back at our back and forth conversations all the way back in like 2017, where he was actually very worried about how racist some Republicans were getting. He even told me that comparison between the Klan and Antifa is ridiculous. I believe he might have even written an article about it at the time, or said he was going to write one. But I think slowly but surely he also became that person that he was critical of. Yeah,
Right.
he would be considered woke by today's standards, at least back in 2017.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm not very fond of Charlie Kirk or his opinions. That's why I was going to debate him. But in any case, so you like that Israel got $300 billion in the last 80 years from American taxpayers? You
Yeah,
think
if you're
it's worth
asking
it?
me, the answer is yes.
Okay, you do. All right, got it. Okay, you don't think that those funds should have been appropriated to, you're fixing your infrastructure, paying for healthcare, paying for education, things like that?
Not above that. We need stability and somebody with a backbone in the Middle East,
So
or
you
we'll get
don't-
run over.
So you don't
We'll get
actually
run
believe America first.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
No, I think Bob is saying that
Strong
Israel is
Israel,
like
strong Israel.
protecting America from scary Muslims, right? That's what you think, right, Bob? Is that what's going on?
No, it's just the Middle East, period.
Uh-huh. Okay.
There are other people other than scary Muslims in the Middle East.
Yeah, no, scary Arabs, okay. and you know, Muslims and Christians. So,
Well, they've been fighting for hundreds of years.
that's also not true. But
It is true. How long was the Crusades? How far back does that go?
wait, what do you mean they? Do you think the Crusades were you know, Arab infighting?
Christians against Muslims. It was
No,
Christians
it was
against
Christians
Muslims.
against Muslims and Jews, ironically enough, or at least the Jews that were there at the time. But that was the Europeans. That was the Europeans coming into this area and trying to dominate it, like European Christians.
Don't try to tell me that Christians and Muslims haven't been fighting for hundreds of years, because they have. Anything you got to say about that, other that's contrary to that, is just a lie, and you're pulling it out of the air.
But that's not. I'm confused by this
You
because
pull a lie-
because
you
the
pull a lie and
Crusades
you
the
twist
Crusades
stuff
is one
straight out of the
thing.
air. They're
The cru-
paper thin. There's nothing behind them.
No, the Crusades is totally irrelevant to when people say, "Oh, they've been fighting there for hundreds of years," right? They're usually talking about Jews and Muslims because that's what this conflict has been reduced to, which is wrong. That's the wrong
I
interpretation.
don't know what other people are talking about. I'm talking about the Crusades where Muslims were fighting Christians.
Yeah, because Christians
And
were
that's
coming in to
hundreds of
kill
years
Muslims.
ago. Those are hundreds of years ago.
Okay, but how is that relevant to Israel?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. And so because of that, you're cool with $300
Now, why
billion
are you jumping over to Israel? What I'm telling you is Christians have been fighting Muslims for hundreds of years. That's a fact, Jack. And you can sit here and blow smoke up your listeners' asses, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
No,
All right.
but you brought it up.
Israel has nothing to do with the Crusades.
Wait, why'd you bring it up then?
Now we're at the point where we need somebody in the Middle East to keep a rein on everybody, and the only country we can count on is Israel.
Okay, I'm a little bit confused by what you're trying to say here because we were talking about Israel. You brought up the fact that they've been fighting for hundreds of years. I asked who you mean by they. You said Christians who invaded the region. And that's a little bit confusing to me because like what's going on in Israel right now is not relevant to the Crusades. I don't think so. I don't know why you brought it up.
Well, what you're doing is you're mixing two different stories.
No, you
is.
you brought it up.
No, you're mixing up two different stories. The Christians and the Muslims were fighting hundreds of years ago.
But Bob,
now
I didn't
we've
bring
got
up the Crusades.
the
You did.
Jewish Israel state trying to maintain authority in a bad region.
Okay.
I'm trying to understand why you brought up the Crusades in this situation. I guess is it because like the Muslims, if they're not constantly being dominated, they'll like take over? Is that what it is?
No, they try to dominate Christianity. They're doing it now.
They're
You don't get that? If you don't get that, I don't know what you're doing.
you think Muslims are trying to dominate Christianity?
Yes.
Where are they
100%.
in America? They're doing this?
It's happening everywhere. Starting in America right now.
It's starting in America right
In fact,
now.
it started in America. It started happening in America probably, I would say, year 1 or 2 of the Obama administration.
Oh. And you think Trump is fighting against it now? He's aware of it and fixing that
Absolutely
problem?
trying to stand up for it. Yes.
Okay.
Wait, how do you feel about Trump being buddies with my buddy Zoran, who is Muslim? I'm Muslim too, by the way, but that's besides the point. But I am
Doesn't matter.
I am actually trying to do takia, Bob. I don't know if you know what that is.
Don't know what it is. Are you trying to take over the country?
Yeah, I'm trying to take over the country. Yeah, I want
Well,
to do.
then I don't like you anymore.
Trying to make America great again.
Yeah, I'm trying to take over the country and do woke Sharia.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. You know how we got ICE agents right now? I want to make sure that they're all transgender ICE agents going door to door to make sure that everyone is saying their pronouns.
That's funny. I think we need to switch topics. Can I be the assistant here to switch?
What do you have something you want to say, Mom? Do you have
a
another topic?
but it's none of this.
Okay.
What about those Clintons? They got subpoenaed, but they're not going to go. They both declined.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
I hope
They need to be held accountable.
you
So-
know what I think about that.
Yes.
When
I'd
I
like to
voted
know
for
your
Donald Trump
opinion.
illegally, when I voted for Donald Trump illegally in the state of
Yes.
Pennsylvania, even though I don't reside there,
How did you do that?
I looked through, I scoured the database in residence homes, like old folks homes, and I wrote in someone else's name that had just passed away. I had a bunch of undocumented immigrants send me. Yeah, I had a bunch of
How do you know-
undocumented,
how
a
do you
network of
know-
undocumented immigrants in Pennsylvania, and they gave me
How do
the
you know it got
details.
counted?
What?
He's teasing.
Now, how do you know that vote got counted?
I don't.
You don't.
Yeah.
But Trump won, luckily. But what I was trying to say is in 2016, when I voted for him illegally, I was very disappointed because he said lock her up, and he didn't end up
Right.
locking her up at all.
He didn't. He felt sorry for her.
Yeah, that was messed up. I think he should have locked her up.
I do too. I really do. Do you
Yeah.
believe that?
Yeah, I do.
I
Yeah,
do.
and Bill Clinton too.
Well, he did different things. Yeah, and now we're
Might
finding
get
out all
another
kinds
shot
of
at
things.
it.
You guys,
Yeah.
the Clinton thing is they're subpoenaing them over Epstein files shit. You guys are so up the ass. Oh, these Clintons, they're trying to dodge the subpoena, blah, 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 blah. But you don't give a shit about the fact that the DOJ is now criminally breaking the deadline of when they were supposed to release all the Epstein files. And they keep coming out every other week. Oh, we found 50 million more Epstein files, but they're releasing none of them. You don't care about
Yeah,
that at all.
We talk about this every time on our podcast. Yes, they need to be released, all of it. And if Bondi's not going to do it, get her ass out of there and get somebody in that will.
Well, but Trump
like, you know,
Trump is
here we go.
protecting him. Trump is protecting
That's
Bondi.
what Chad said. Here's what I think. I think it's somebody over Trump's head. Who did we
Ooh.
talk about before?
Shadow government type of shit.
Israel. I think there are players in this way above Trump.
You think it's Netanyahu
Yeah.
doesn't want the Epstein files released?
I think there's players way above his head not wanting it released from other countries.
Shit.
Okay, I mean Israel is all over the Epstein files. This is true. Not Benjamin Netanyahu, but former Prime Minister of Israel Ehud Barak is a close and personal best friend of Jeffrey Epstein, and he was hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein all the way up until like 2016, 2017. A tranche of emails have been released that that detail the long relationship that Jeffrey Epstein has had, not only with the state of Israel, but also with key figures in the United Arab Emirates as well, which is another big player in the region and aligned with Israel. So all of that stuff. So Israel is seemingly dominating America in many very meaningful ways, right? And yet
Keeps
Bob still says we got to give him $300 billion. What's going on there, Bob?
No, there's nothing going on. We're trying to get Israel strong.
Get them strong. Do you look at what they're doing on the world stage right now and think they're weak?
Right.
I think they are right now demonstrating their strength. But prior to that, I think there's a lot of people in the Middle East that didn't think they'd ever pull the trigger.
No, I think everyone in the Middle East knew that they were continuously pulling the trigger. That's why they've been resisting against Israel for 80 years now.
Not in a big way. They can put a hell of a lot more heat on that region.
Wait, Israel can? Is that what you're saying?
In what way?
Yeah.
You're talking about nuclear war or something?
Yeah, whatever they want to do.
Okay. So you would be fine with
Go
Israel
big
dropping a
on-
nuclear
big
bomb?
on Iran.
Okay.
So you want Israel to bomb Iran. So but as far as like Israel basically using American politicians like a flesh puppet, like you're fine with that. You don't think
Yeah.
that is part of the reason why they get $300 billion over the course of the past 80 years?
That's probably the reason they did get it.
Okay.
I
And-
wish Iran would take care of their own business. I don't want to get involved there. I don't think our United States should get involved with Iran. They need to take care of their own business. I'm sad for the people that are getting killed there, the protesters and whatever is going on there. I'm very sad, but we don't need to get involved in that one. They
Okay,
need to
W
take care of their
Mom.
own-
Yeah.
All right.
But
You got-
Trump is saying that he wants to get involved. He's making open threats of getting heavily involved. So you're against
don't
Trump
agree.
in that way.
I don't agree with everything he does, but he's my president, so I support him.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want him to go into Iran.
Okay. Would you be in support? You said you want Iran to take care of its own business. I agree with you there. It's non-interventionist policy, even though we have been intervening in Iran's business for quite a while, including but not limited to these crippling sanctions that we've put on the Iranian government that has destroyed its economy. Outside of the state being very repressive and killing protesters and things like that, and following, some very rigid rules that people are obviously very dissatisfied with, the sanctions have played a big role. Would you be in favor of reducing the sanctions as if Iran said, we're not going to build any more nuclear weapons? We're not even going to attempt to do that. Would you be fine with that?
Yes, I would.
What about you, Bob?
Nope, because I don't trust them.
I was going to say, I'm not sure we could trust
You
them.
can't, anything that comes out of their mouth, you can just wipe your butt with it.
So what if you had Americans that would go into these nuclear facilities, or maybe like international, like a bunch of international agencies that could go into Iran and look at these facilities to make sure that they're not like enriching uranium?
No, international agencies, no. They did that
then
before.
Americans.
And look what happened.
Americans.
American.
Yeah, if they were American scientists that we
Mm-hmm.
know we can trust, I'd go for that.
Okay. What would you say if I told you that Barack Obama did exactly what you just agreed to? It was called the JCPOA. In exchange for sanctions relief, there was an agreement that was set forth in Iran.
$7 billion in cash. I got it.
Didn't he give him the count?
No, that's not what we're talking about. That was Joe Biden. But that was their own money anyway. We
No,
were
you're
stopping.
wrong. You are dead wrong on that. That pallet of cash came from Mr. Obama.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were talking about the $6 billion of frozen funds that that Joe Biden unfroze. But here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. So Barack Obama did exactly what you said would be a positive improvement for our relationship with Iran.
And it didn't work. So I'm not going to try it
No,
again.
it actually was working, as a matter of fact.
You
It was
know,
actually
you know
so
what I'm saying?
successful until Donald Trump came in at the
Hit me-
behest of
hit me
Israel
in the
and
face
threw
with the
that
board
aside.
once, your fault. Hit me in the face with the board twice, my fault.
That's George
So
W. Bush said that.
I'm not giving Iran a second chance. I'm not giving Iran a second chance.
Okay,
I
you're-
want war to quit.
All right, Bob. I'll let the Ayatollah know that you're not giving Iran a second chance. So, but Donald Trump is actually giving Iran a second chance. As a matter of fact, this was a double trick question. As a matter of fact, because Donald Trump is now saying that he wants to deal. He wants to give Iran sanctions relief in exchange for a denuclearization agreement that they can get on board with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's giving them one more chance, and then he's going to smack them again.
So you agree with that then?
What? That we should send American scientists in?
Yeah.
So you
that your
agree
question?
with Donald Trump setting forth a deal in exchange for sanctions relief so that Iran can participate in the global economy and get medicine for their children and get food and do normal trade,
I would agree to anything.
that they will engage in denuclearization.
But it won't take them 2 months before they break the deal.
But they didn't do that last time. And as a matter of fact, Donald Trump was the one who ripped apart the deal because Obama had presented it. And now he's literally doing the same deal potentially.
You're tricking us again.
No, he's
No.
not.
This is actually something that he brought up today.
It's
Okay.
like you guys think everybody's trying to fucking trick you. Trump is tricking you at every turn.
Yeah.
He's taking your money. He's saying this thing Obama did is bad. Then he does the same thing and you love it. Huh?
We can't see your face on the camera because I don't know. I got something weird on the computer. Dad goes, I'm glad we can't see your face.
Okay, great.
Okay. That's
Okay.
nice.
Okay, so it's not actually a trick if you're consistent, right? If you have if you believe that it wouldn't be considered a trick if you agree with both presidents moving in this direction, but it only becomes a trick because there's an inconsistency here where you think when Obama did it, it was bad, but when Trump is doing it's good. That's when it becomes a trick. And it's not even a trick at all. It's actually to arrive at a consistent position.
The difference is Obama dumped $147 billion in cash on their back porch. we're not giving them any money. We're just saying, okay, we might let you sell a little bit of oil, and we'll give you a couple 3 months to see whether you
No,
stick to the
it was
deal.
frozen
or not.
assets from
And then
oil.
if you know, we're going to bomb the piss out of you.
No, it's actually frozen assets from Iran selling oil that we froze, that
I
we
know
allowed them
it
to
is,
get back.
$500 million in Qatar.
What? What about Qatar?
Isn't that where he sent the money?
Are you talking about Obama or are you talking about Biden? Who are you talking
I think
about?
you're talking about the
talking
Venezuelan
about
oil
Trump.
that he sold.
I'm talking about Trump. Catch up.
Okay.
Okay, but that's not. Are you talking about Venezuelan oil revenue? Is that what you're referencing?
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about.
Okay. I'm Bob. Your mind is working too fast for me. I'm a dumb commie. So it's just hard. I apologize. So.
Well, you're certainly no accountant. I can see
Okay.
that.
Very good.
How about, okay, I'm going to switch gears. That's okay. I'm acting like I'm the assistant.
Stick to what you're doing.
I'm the assistant host here. What about that, the Medal of Freedom that Obama gave to,
Tom Homan?
yes.
Yeah,
And
I
then
hate Tom
when
Homan.
Trump-
And I also am not exactly
Okay.
too fond of
I'm
Obama
with you.
either.
Okay,
I don't
but
like
then-
Obama either. I should have
But then
mentioned that.
when Trump tries to acknowledge
You like
him,
anybody.
No.
then he's like,
You got
he's
my
like
dad
the
to
worst
laugh.
guy on
That's
earth.
rare.
That's the two different parts I didn't see in that. Obama can give him the Medal of Freedom, and everybody clapped and cheered.
No,
But then when
I was
Trump-
booing. I was booing back then. I was around. As a matter of fact, I was a political commentator all the way back in like 2016 and even before then. And I was very critical of Barack Obama's dealing with what at the time was presented as the immigrant crisis. And you asked me, Bob, if I like some presidents. I think as far as American presidents go, it's a mixed bag always, right? But FDR was pretty solid. I would say that Abraham Lincoln was pretty solid, and that's pretty much it. It's a short list.
You don't like anybody who's alive.
Oh
Any
no,
current
I mean,
ones?
as far as current American presidents that are alive, no, I don't. And I didn't like Carter either. For the record, I was not fond of Carter. He brought about
Didn't like
neoliberalization in this country even before Ronald Reagan did.
Right? Yeah.
Who do you want to see as the next president? What's your pick right now?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you. I'm not asking them. I already know the answer.
Oh, okay. I actually don't know because right now we have a crowded field. I definitely do not like. Gavin Newsom.
Correct.
I mean, people are talking about Jon Stewart. I don't know what his policies would look like. There's people in my chat saying AOC. Obviously, I'm fond of AOC. I know AOC personally. I wish she would be more of a fighter. I wish she would be more aggressive in her commentary and in the way that she talks about these issues. She's definitely one of the better candidates in general. But I don't have any clear this person should be leading America right now. I don't have a pick for that at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jon
think it
Stewart
might
actually
be-
going to run? I've seen that rumor online, but really?
Jon Stewart.
You don't think it's going to be JD?
Well, I mean, Jesus Christ, Trump, really? At this point,
Yeah,
I
you
think
guys
JD
want Trump
Vance
again, right?
is tougher than Trump.
What's
I
that?
think JD Vance would be even more tough than Trump.
Nobody's voting for JD Vance.
No. Nobody
JD
is
Vance is not
voting
going to
for
win.
him.
I think Tucker Carlson is probably a better spiritual successor to Trumpism than JD Vance. You guys like Tucker Carlson?
Really? Yeah, well, I don't know. He's doing different things now. I don't know.
Like what?
he's a little
He's
too.
not like he used to be. He's
He's a
going
little
more
too
your
liberal
way.
for you.
You think
Yeah,
he's going
he's
my
kinda-
way? I think
Yeah,
it's just
he's
because he's
going your way.
anti-Israel. That's probably the reason why it's being presented as like a bad
Right.
thing. But you're
did you
anti-Israel.
Congratulations to JD Vance. They're going to have a fourth little baby running around the White House.
But Mom and Dad, you guys want to see Trump as the president again, right?
No, we
No.
do not. I have told you that.
You-
He's too old.
You're lying
Don't you
right
have
now.
a hat
You've
that
said this a
has
million times on our
2028
show.
on it?
Oh,
No.
you guys are doing so much shit today
No.
because we're on
I
this
can't
nice
believe
podcast.
this. You're literally lying, and I don't know
I'm
why.
backing Chad up. This is
talking
bullshit.
shit.
You're fucking gaslighting. Gaslight.
We've done
That's
every time he
untrue.
comes out and he's like, I know the Constitution says I can't run, but I'm gonna run anyway. Every time he says that shit, you guys are like,
Oh,
I'd
Chad.
love to see it. You fucking
Yeah.
backed up that we don't even need
my
midterms,
God.
Dad.
Yes,
Oh
you
my
did.
goodness. I'll go back on one of our old podcasts that we did. I said, no, I do not want him to run again or be our next president. He's
That's
had
a lie.
enough. He's done.
That's a
Okay,
Okay.
I'll find it on the pod.
Find it.
Yeah,
I
find
dare
it.
you.
Send me that
I'll do
clip.
it.
Find it.
I'll cue it up.
You're gonna make this
All
with
right.
AI, I'm sure.
Okay, so
Go put your big cowboy hat back on.
yeah, no, this one's good for now. It's too heavy on my head. I can't wear the crown like that. It's disrespectful to my goat, my legend Donald Trump. So Bob, you have been noticeably quiet. Do you think Donald Trump should be the next president again?
No.
Oh, okay. All right,
You're
good.
lying.
So you think JD Vance will be able to carry on the flame?
Oh, I think he's going to be tougher on the left than Donald Trump ever dreamed of being.
Wow.
And I'm not positive he will be the Republican nominee anyway.
There is no
Yeah,
MAGA without
yeah.
Donald Trump. There
Yeah.
is no MAGA.
What?
Once he's gone, it's over. Like,
You're not gonna buy a
Vance
JD
does
Vance
not
Bible and
command
JD
that
Vance
audience.
cologne.
So wrong.
Look,
Our buddy over here is going to be wearing either JD Vance or Rubio cowboy hat
Eyeliner.
next.
Rubio.
you think Marco Rubio is gonna be the president?
God, he's so
Oh
sweaty.
my
I like
God.
him.
He's
I
got-
do like him.
He's not. Trump has this cult of personality thing. You guys are victims to it. That's how he was able to do this. Maybe
We're victims.
with a little help from Elon Musk tweaking the numbers by hacking shit. Who knows? But JD Vance doesn't have that. Marco Rubio, no one in the Republican Party has that thing Trump has.
Tucker Carlson does, I think. That's why I said
Really?
Tucker is the
God, I
spiritual.
don't know.
That's why I said Tucker Carlson is the spiritual successor, but he's too anti-Israel. I think that's a big problem for a lot of people in the base of support. But other than that, he is more charismatic, has a better telegenic presence than JD Vance does. JD Vance is too much of a brown noser.
I don't know. I think Tucker Carlson is like, he's a little bit of a dweeb. There's something about him that
But so
doesn't.
is JD Vance.
Totally.
He's so
But
weasel.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think either one of them do the same thing to like
You
the
don't
MAGA
think
base that Trump does.
AOC's a dweeb?
No, they love her.
She was a damn
AOC?
bartender. for God's
I
sake.
fucking love AOC. I'm voting for her every time. I love
I know
AOC.
you would.
What
Wait,
about
why don't you like
Kamala?
AOC?
You got a brain the size of a peanut.
Is
Yeah.
Kamala coming back?
Jesus Christ.
She has an econ degree from
coming back.
Brown, I think.
No,
right? Brown.
he has a degree from Boston
Or
University.
Boston University. Sorry, not Brown. Well, also a
There
very
you
good
go.
college. Thank you. Wow, you know
Oh, it
AOC better
is.
than I do.
Yeah, what do you think of Boston University, Dad?
Yeah, let me fucking hear that real quick.
Not much.
What?
Oh, it's
Why
woke.
do you guys bring up personal stuff like that on the podcast?
I don't think much
that
of
we
that.
have guests on.
Lay it right on your lap, Chad. I don't think it's a very good school, period.
For reference, one of my children just got into BU, so
Oh,
We're happy for her. I wish her the best
but
of luck.
but it's
I hope
woke.
she's happy.
It's woke now. I mean, it was woke back then too, right? Is that what it is? They're indoctrinating the kids.
No, you're talking about.
I think
I don't think you get a very good education.
I think. Well, it's
Oh.
just very
I
expensive.
think it's too
Well-
expensive for what you come out the back door with. Your lovely AOC went to the same school, and she became a bartender as soon as she graduated.
Yeah, don't you think that's a problem with the current system that we're operating under though? Like the fact that you go to college, you get a college education, and then you can't actually get gainful employment. What's
Yes.
up?
You have my full support.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Also,
think colleges are overrated, and you don't need to go to one.
I think our education system is just terrible.
I think it's a prestige thing, which absolutely pays you shit when you get out the back door.
yeah, no, I don't disagree with you, which is why I want free college, as is the case in many other
Yes.
countries. As a matter of fact, in a lot of these other countries, they sometimes even pay you to go to college. Did you know that,
Well, I
Bob?
wish they would pay her.
Yeah, I wish free colleges and would be here, and I wish
Is-
our whole education system could be
I
revamped.
agree
Okay.
with you. There are education system sucks.
They're woke. Your parents are woke.
But this is not real. I remember when we
Your
were.
parents are woke.
They're not. They're
They
doing a
want
little
Medicare-
weird woke
They want
bit.
Medicare for all, and they want free college. They are Bernie voters.
They
You know
are
what?
though. I remember when the whole student loan forgiveness thing was going down. We
were
did multiple
pissed.
episodes about that, and you guys
Yeah.
were fucking against it. Dad, you
You
were
were
like, "You gotta
pissed
pay. If you got that
because-
degree, you gotta pay."
Wait, that's the
Well,
old
you
them.
were-
The new parents. They're
Yeah.
on board.
You
Oh,
did
no,
this.
wait
You
a
turned
minute.
them woke just today. It
Talk
happened
about
right here on
paying-
this
we're
very
talking
show.
about paying. Ask Chad and Haley how much they paid for their school.
Yeah, we don't
For their
need to do
college.
personal stuff on a damn
Yes,
podcast. Stop
we
it.
have discussed
They're
this
dropping
at length on our show
zero.
too. You guys helped
This is
us
what they
with
paid
our
for their
student
college.
loans. What's that?
Here's what you paid for your college.
Okay, stop.
Big zero.
Stop.
But
My God.
imagine,
We also had
imagine
scholarships. We are very grateful for
Yeah.
your financial aid,
Yeah.
helping us pay off our student loans and all that.
And what did you do with that degree, Chad? All you do is podcast now.
I know.
That's
It's
right.
I'm
believe
with
me,
you, Bob. I'm with you.
My dad doesn't like anything that I do professionally. And for the first, 15 years, I was selling TV shows and shit, and I'd still get a call from him once a week. Why aren't you going to hang this shit up and come do natural gas with me? And I'm like, this is my career, Dad. I'm going to stay here in LA.
Wait, propane and
I
propane
wanna
accessories?
Trade natural gas.
Stop it.
I
Hell
never
yeah.
once invited you to trade natural
Yes,
gas.
you did.
First of all,
Yes, you did.
I don't think you'd be worth shit at.
Yes, you did. We're very proud of both of
Your
you.
dad is
I'm not
Hank
even
Hill.
listening to his bullshit today.
I know.
We love you both. We're very proud of both of you. Haley has her own business. Chad's doing his thing with podcasting. He's a genius. He knows how to do it. He's trying to train me to be a
Why am
podcaster.
I
on
not
the
a
road.
genius?
You're a genius in the bakery business, how to bake things and how to market things. But I'm scared because you crossed the line there with your resist and all that. That scares me.
Wait, what do you mean?
With your
It's a very American thing to resist against, tyrannical governments, even if it's our own government that's behaving like a tyrant. No, that's the whole basis for the Second Amendment.
Until you get death threats and things like that, which we all have gotten. And that's the part where I get scared. Okay.
I get
good
death threats all the
emails.
time as well.
I get the
Unfortunately,
good
it's just
ones, like, yeah,
Well, if you put your cowboy hat back on, you might get a couple more.
you get a couple good ones.
wait. You
couple
think
good ones.
you think people? I don't think that right wingers send more or left wingers send more death threats than right wingers. I mean, obviously, in your situation is a little different because you're mostly receiving them from what I presume is left wingers, but
100%.
But the reality of the matter is, it's actually right wingers by and large that are responsible for a metric ton of the political violence on U.S. soil. I mean, it was a guy who was. I mean, Donald Trump has been shot at, or his attempted assassin Ryan Ruth, even though he was a NATO guy, he voted for Trump back in the day.
When Chad started the podcast, I got the call in the kitchen. He goes, "Mom, you think you'd want to do this? Could you and Dad do this with me once a week?" I was like, maybe. His exact words.
I think Bob's jealous of the
you a
hat.
lot.
There you are.
Yay!
I think Bob is jealous he doesn't have this rare Trump merch. That's why he keeps
kinda
bringing it
am.
back.
You might have to
kinda
mail
am.
that to us.
I might want that.
Okay, so Chad said some people will like you and Dad a lot. Some people will hate you. Will you be able to deal with that? That they're not going to like you at all? I said, yeah, they're going to love me. Yeah. I don't even show him some of the emails I get. They're bad. But then I get some good ones, and I appreciate those.
I mean, I get the most vile shit you can imagine, and it's just plastered across all
love
social
that.
media
Yeah.
platforms for everyone to see.
He loves it.
I get all kinds of shit.
It scares me. I know. Not
Wait,
the
Bob,
hat,
you
but
like
it-
when Haley's getting death threats? No, you don't like that.
No.
No.
But you
No,
have
you-
said I deserve it. You
Yeah.
say I
No,
deserve
well,
it because I
gotta
like
be
to run my mouth.
Dad, you've
You
said on our
gotta be
show
careful.
when last January, when California, LA specifically, was under threat of all those wildfires, you told me that I deserved to die in them because I was here, making the choice to live in Los Angeles.
You know he doesn't mean that, but we don't like you living in Los Angeles. That is the truth.
Okay,
Death
sure.
trap.
But you guys haven't even been out to visit him, and I don't know how long. I have recently.
15 years.
He lives in a really nice neighborhood. It's not
I
like
know he
he's
does.
living in the middle of riots.
We've been to his neighborhood. It's very nice.
Look at him making the hat go.
I know. I like the hat.
I like
God.
it too. I like it too.
Keep popping in his mouth.
What are you
Is that gum or mints?
What are you
No,
eating?
it's Zin. Because I'm a real American. And
Dad, you'd like Zen. You need to start doing Zen, Dad.
nicotine pouches. It's nicotine pouches.
Why aren't you spitting it out somewhere?
Because it's
So
not,
do you
it's
smoke?
not snus. It's not like, it's not lip.
Tobacco?
It's not the same. Yeah, it's not tobacco. It's just nicotine pouches. So you don't have to spit it.
You're not worrying about cancer.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to live fast and die young and have a handsome corpse.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why I'm in this business where right wingers tell me they want to kill me all the time. But in any case, getting back to it, so you're in favor of free college. You're in favor of free college, free trade schools as well, right? I assume that comes with the territory.
Now, wait a minute. I didn't say free college.
Yeah, we did.
What I said is you don't need to go to college to get a degree that pays you shit.
Yeah. But you guys
I never
also,
once said free college.
Oh, so you don't want free
What I
college?
did, what I did say about free college is those two people on your podcast here, they got free college.
Okay. But
I think you can get a great
It's-
job without a college degree. A great job.
so here's the question though. So you don't want free college, Bob? Like why is it that you don't want free college? Why do you want Americans to not be competitive in the international marketplace? Like why do you want our
Well, I
labor
think
force to be less educated?
I think if you pay enough for college, it can be worth it. But paying $300,000 or $400,000 for a fucking bartender's degree is stupid.
No,
You're
no.
just attacking AOC.
I don't understand what you're trying to say though, Bob, because like what if you didn't have to pay for it? As a matter of fact, you don't have to pay for it in many other countries.
You are misunderstanding what I'm saying. Most parents, and especially if there's two of them and they're working, can afford to spend, $150,000 on a college education for one of their children.
Mm-hmm.
But those same two people can't afford $300,000 or $400,000 for one child to go to college at a school that will absolutely bankrupt them when they get out.
Okay, but how about a third option, right? Which is an option
What?
that exists in many other countries where
Free?
they don't have to. Yeah, free. What's the problem with that?
I don't think you do it for free.
Well, why not?
Somebody has to save up and get that money to go to school and get an education from a university that means
No,
something.
but what? Can you tell me why? Because it's not technically free. It's still paid for with taxes and
I
subsidies.
think I believe the reason why you guys feel this way is because that's what you had to do. And you don't want to see anybody have it easier than you had it.
Yeah, it's
That's
why you
correct.
didn't want it's why you didn't want loan forgiveness. You're like, well, if I had to work for this shit, you got to also. It's like
Well-
you don't believe in the betterment of America. You just want the betterment for yourself, and it's a selfish outlook. Like, why wouldn't you want other generations to come up and be able to go to school without being in debt? Why wouldn't you want that? That makes a better America.
It allows freeloaders to be freeloaders.
If you're going to college,
Freeload for
you want
education?
to learn.
Yeah.
If it's free, you're a freeloader.
Education is education, Bob.
But you still
Okay.
have to get into the college. You still have to go through the application process and
Yeah.
be
Right.
approved, all of this stuff. So it's like if you want to go to Harvard or something, it's still going to be a very stringent application process. It's going to be hard to get into that school. It's not. What's that? Mom?
The student loan forgiveness thing was, it took us years to pay back both of your colleges. We worked hard for that amount of money to pay back your colleges, for
Yeah.
us to do that.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it's like, you don't have to pay them back anymore?
Okay,
So
let me
why
ask
did
you.
we
Let me
work
ask
all
you
those
something.
years?
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you a question.
You don't understand.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. So, sorry to cut you
Let me
guys off.
ask,
But Bob,
Can I
let me ask you a real quick question. So, first of all, you pay for high school as well through your taxes, and I don't think you have a disagreement there. But let's say, God forbid, there was a health scare that you had, and you had to go through, rigorous cancer treatment, right? chemotherapy and all this stuff. And it was you suffered quite a bit throughout that process. And then there was a cancer vaccine or a cancer treatment that was invented. Would you say, oh, don't give everybody else this cancer vaccine because I had to go through chemotherapy, so everyone else should go through chemotherapy as well? You wouldn't say that, right?
No, total different story.
No.
Why is that a totally different story?
Because you're not asking me to pay for something that's already out there.
You're talking about your health, and then you're talking about an education.
Yeah, education is very important for the health of the nation, because we're talking about making America great, right? Because that's what I want as on my hat.
Yes,
That's
we
what I
are.
want to do. I want to make America great again, right?
I
So
do too.
the health of the nation requires there to be a well-educated population,
Right.
right? We agree?
But we let 20 million illegal immigrants that have no education just flood the
Oh
market.
my God. What?
Okay, but we're not talking about immigrants right now, but we can get to that in a second.
Right. We switch
Education-
back and forth to whatever you're doing.
Wait, no, I'm just staying on topic because we're talking about free college. We're talking about why
Right,
it is a
good
must to have educated citizens. Because I'll tell you something, right? So Donald Trump, for example, and this pertains to the immigration stuff as well.
Can I
Donald
ask
Trump
you-
wanted to open up factories, right? Donald Trump wanted to open up factories, and Joe Biden played a role in this as well. There was a Korean factory that was opening up, right? And in the process of building this factory, they had to bring in immigrant workers to build these precise machines that Americans are going to be working on, right? But unfortunately, Americans could not fill that need in the Hyundai facility because they had not gotten the proper education prior. This is a consequence of not funding our educational initiatives and therefore having to make up for it by bringing in migrant workers to fill that need so that Americans can work in that factory in those facilities later down the line.
You're talking about blue collar jobs.
Yeah, the blue collar jobs that Americans will take on eventually.
That's got nothing to do with the college we were talking about before.
We're talking about precise. We're talking about precise manufacturing and like equipment that needs a lot of highly specific technical
Well,
skills.
we could open some schools and do that stuff if we weren't spending $400,000 or $500,000 to send our kids to Harvard to get a piece of shit paper and have no job when you get out. And I'll tell you how smart you got to be to go to Harvard. Are you a big fan of George W. Bush?
Okay.
He barely crawled out of
Got him zing.
he barely crawled out of Harvard with a degree.
I don't care about Ivy League schools at all. I don't think that says anything. And a lot of rich kids like George W. Bush get into places that they normally wouldn't have been able to get into, but their parents actually pay for like the wing of a library or whatever, and then they end up going to Harvard. I mean,
Can I ask you a
Trump
personal
is a
question?
great example. I mean, he went to Wharton Business School, but
Wharton.
only because his parents were very
Yeah.
wealthy.
Yeah.
Right.
Where did
Now,
you go?
who paid for your school?
I did.
Okay.
Good
I paid
you.
for I got a lot of scholarships, and my parents took out student loans at my behest, and I was very fortunate that I was able to make a lot of money. And not only did I pay for my own student loans, I paid for the student loan debt relief for my entire family as well, including my parents.
That's good. That's good.
You
Yeah.
get applause for that.
I like that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
despite the fact that I paid for
let me ask
my
you
entire
this.
family's student loan debt, I still am very much in favor of making sure that no one else has to go through that process at all, because it shouldn't be up to someone getting incredibly lucky like myself and winning
Right.
big in this lottery system to be able to get a good education, because I think every American should be well educated. If they want to go to college, they should be able to go to college and not have to worry about the cost. If they want to go to trade school, they should be able to go to a trade school and not have to worry about the cost. But unfortunately, neither party in this two-party system that we have actually wants to do that. And Trump, unfortunately, I hate to burst your bubble here, Bob, but he doesn't want to do that either.
Yeah.
Well, I know he doesn't.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Okay.
Wow.
We agree with you on this part.
What?
Okay.
Thank you. This is
They're
unreal.
woke. They're woke.
Wow.
I'm telling
You're
you, they're
turning
woke.
them, dude. I don't know
Having
what to
some
tell- This
breakthroughs.
is insane. I can't believe this.
They're going to be Maoist third worlders by the end of this conversation. so that's the thing.
I
Like
like
they're
you much better with the hat on.
We
Yeah,
like
it's
your
the hat that's doing it.
yeah. That's probably what it is.
It's like it's scrambling their brain, and the shit you're saying is actually getting in.
Yeah, no, it's because like I don't care about party affiliations. I don't care about who a person is. They can even be a bad person, but they can technically be a good president. Like
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter, good person, horrible president in general. It's how most American presidents work, unfortunately. So I care more about impact. I care about policy, and I care about improving the lives of every single American, regardless of what they believe, even if they don't want it. And that's the reason why I advocate for Medicare for all and free college and things like that, and even a government government sponsored jobs program as well, like a federal jobs guarantee.
I
Dad
agree
had
with that.
a question earlier that he wanted to say. I know. Is he going back to the bathroom?
Yes, restroom break. I'll be right
Very
back.
good.
He had some kind of question he was trying to get through earlier. I don't know what it was. I don't know
Dad
if he can.
was?
Can he still hear us? Can he issue the
Can you
question
hear
from the
us?
bathroom?
No, he can't hear us.
All right.
No, it's all good. You're woke already. Don't let Bob tell
Well,
anybody otherwise.
This is something that we
I'm
talk
not
about on the
woke.
show with some
I do not
frequency.
use pronouns.
Yeah.
No way in hell will I use pronouns.
No,
What?
but like your kind of innate persona, Mom, I do think
Yeah.
is much more left leaning, and I think you're just
It
in an
is.
environment where Newsmax is playing 24 hours a day, and the
Yeah.
kind of political news cycle has gotten to the point it's gotten over the past 10 years or so, and I think it has brainwashed you.
I'm
Yeah,
just more
because-
kind. I'm more
Well, you-
kind than your dad. I'm
Well,
willing
you've
to
always
lean
been.
a little bit to help other people. I love people.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like a lot of people right now. I'd rather be around my animals than people, but I don't want people to suffer. I don't want to see people killed. I
Yeah.
don't like that.
But that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. The guy sitting in that chair next to you very usually does want
Don't
to see
give a
suffering
shit.
and people killed. He
You know what?
thrives on it. He has glee from that.
Yeah.
And I think that
I know
affects
him.
you when you have to live with this guy since what were you saying, 50 years you guys been married, you know?
I know him
Like,
very well. He says a lot of
duress.
shit he doesn't mean. He says a lot of shit he doesn't mean.
No, he
You're
means
not
this
supposed to
shit.
have nothing. Come back. We'll finish the show. We're almost done. He's done pretty good, I think.
Yeah, no, Bob is woke. Bob is. I'm gonna. When our Muslim woke Sharia happens, Bob is gonna be one of the Fedayeen. He's gonna be fighting hard in the protectorate of Oklahoma. He's gonna be going door to door, making sure everybody's
Well-
saying their pronouns correctly.
You guys have said on our show multiple times that you are ready to quote
Ready to
fight
go.
in the Civil War.
Yeah, on our side.
Okay.
No.
How many bathroom breaks are you going to have to take when you're out in the streets fighting in the Civil War, Dad?
One, because I'm gonna keep shooting until they get me.
Okay.
That is one thing. We are old, okay? We
Yeah.
have at the most, I'm saying 8 good years of
When
our
I
lives
lock and
left.
load, it's going to the death.
I think the way you guys think, because you're young, we're old. So when you get to the end like we are, we start thinking a little different. We really do. Like every day is a gift to wake up and be alive. So if somebody is out there doing something in the street to a young kid or an animal that I don't like, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to say something. I don't
So,
know if
like-
I'd pull a gun
like
or anything, but
ICE agents, would you
yes, we
intervene?
talked about this.
If you saw
Yeah.
ICE like nabbing a kid, would you intervene?
If I saw them hurting a child or an animal in any way,
Well, they've done
whoever's
both.
out there, I'm going to intervene.
Tracy Nolan
includes-
killed her puppy. The Department of Homeland
yeah, we
Security
brought
secretary,
this
she
up
shot
right
her
now.
puppy in the head and then dumped the puppy's body in a landfill. You guys like her?
No, I did read that. I did read
Yeah,
that.
that
Okay.
was not good.
We don't
What?
agree with that.
Dad,
That's
you said you
ridiculous.
didn't. We talked about this on our show, and you said you didn't care because you grew up on a farm and saw shit like that all the time.
You're right.
I
I
think
didn't. Now there you go again, putting words in my mouth.
You
Y'all
said
are
that.
putting on.
I think your
I
parents
am
are
Putting on
woke,
a
Chad.
bullshit
I
show.
I
I
think they
did
are.
not
They're putting on a little
say-
show here today.
I think he just wants to own the
I
libs,
need
and
a med
you're
bed.
too libbed up. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, it is.
I need a med bed. I need a med bed.
Yes.
You guys don't listen. You just roll your eyes and do whatever you want.
Yeah,
Okay.
No.
med beds for all. I think I would love a med bed as well. I think everybody needs a med bed, but since that's technologically not available right now, the next
No.
best thing probably would be to make sure that the current healthcare system that we have is treating everyone, right?
I think
No.
it is. I think it is all right.
Yeah,
I
okay.
don't-
Without,
I mean,
without medical
it-
debt, without medical debt that you have to
need
pay
to-
for, because like there are a lot of people that will refuse to take medication because it's too costly. Like I know people that have a hard time paying for medication, like diabetes medication and things like that, where they just choose not to take it because they can't pay for it. And I think that kind
Yeah,
of
that's
stuff
not
should,
wrong.
yeah, that's not right. That
That's
should
not
be.
wrong.
Okay,
No.
great. Okay, so
not
we're on
right.
board. You want Medicare for all as well. Like it kind of feels like it.
I mean, everybody in our family has gone through some pretty traumatic medical shit. Literally every one of us. If we didn't have good health insurance, we'd be done.
I would say good health insurance. Listen, you have to be wealthy, even if you have health insurance in this country. I'm talking about like you got to pay deductibles that go all the way up to $7, $8, $9, $10,000 before it kicks
Right.
in. Like that's fucking insane. You
But why-
are fucked in this country if you do not have money, even
No,
if you are
what- no.
insured.
I disagree. My friend that I've told you about, her daughter had a ATV wreck. Boom, bad wreck. Like the whole arm was ripped off. Bad, bad, bad. She had no insurance. That child was fixed. She was fixed. They did all kinds of surgeries. It was over $500,000, and then it was written off.
Medicare.
No, it wasn't Medicare.
Medicaid.
She had to pay part back, but the child was taken care of. So
Yeah,
which
but-
children are not being taken care of?
Yeah, but it's like that's life-changing money that they have to pay, right? And that's actually inefficient anyway. Because if there was Medicare for all, if we had a socialized healthcare system, that bill wouldn't be $500,000 to begin with, and there would be no bill at all, as a matter of fact. And they wouldn't have to worry about that. They wouldn't have to worry about the medical debt that might come along with this life-saving healthcare procedure that they had to get.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
totally
Mom-
believe it needs to be stamped. It's not good. It's not
But
good for
if
some
that system
people.
that you believe exists actually existed, why would anyone have health insurance at all? Wouldn't we all just be going to the hospital whenever we want and write it off?
Yeah.
That would be the ideal world, wouldn't it?
That's what I'm
Yes.
saying. Whatever your anecdote is, I don't think actually is getting to the reality of what the situation is.
Okay, no, I think they're on board. I'm telling you. I mean, even Bob is kind of coming to our side here on this healthcare conversation.
Yeah.
He says no now, but maybe tomorrow he's gonna be like, you know what? I thought about it, and I think that's a good thing, right? Overall health of
Yeah.
the nation. Because listen, there's all these other countries out there where they're educating their children and they're becoming way more competitive in the international marketplace, and Americans are falling behind. Americans are falling behind on every single metric. And that's part of the reason why a lot of people are angry, right? They're angry because they look around, they're like, I'm spending so much money on my taxes. None of it is going back. None of it is actually going back to the roads. None of it's going back to the infrastructure. There's potholes everywhere. The hospitals are in a state of disrepair. What the hell is going on? And this is an anger that a lot of people have. And it's an anger that I share with you as well, if that's what you're mad about. I want those funds to go back, not to an endlessly expanding military where, some woke guys over in San Francisco or in San Diego that got an engineering degree are building weapons and new weapons to figure out new ways of murdering children overseas. But instead, to go back to more productive things, to go back to ourselves, go back to education, to go back to healthcare, to go back to infrastructure expenditure, and hopefully to go back to a federal jobs program that builds a lot of houses so that there are no more homeless people around, right?
I do agree with everything you said, but with defense, it scares me. What if a missile comes from Russia right at us? We've got to be good enough to shoot it in the air, down.
But we already
Before
have
it hits
defense
us.
systems. I'm saying like we're increasing the funding, and it's actually once again very inefficient because a lot of that money that goes back into the Pentagon, who knows where it's going, right? We don't know where it's going. They tell you it's going to defense, but as a matter of fact, it's going to these massive corporations that aren't even actually paying their engineers, really. But it's going to CEOs. It's going to faceless, lifeless, parasitic capital owners that don't care about America. They're multinational. They don't actually have any sort of allegiance to America, and they clearly don't care about their fellow citizens either. They're basically just looting the taxpayer money and putting it directly into their pockets. You know, MLK said this, but this is a nation where we have rugged individualism for the poor, for the everyman, for the working class individual, but we have a system of socialism for the very wealthy. Don't you think it'd be better if we flipped it on its own, where the very wealthy should engage in rugged individualism, and the working poor, the everyday person, should be getting more of their tax fund, getting more in return for the taxes that they pay?
They don't.
It should be equal. Why would the wealthy pay for the poor all the time?
Because they have way more money.
Well,
When
no,
you're-
that's
Lots
not
of
even what
money.
I'm saying. I'm not even saying the wealthy should be paying
Yeah,
for the
they got
poor. I'm
that-
saying
they
that
got
the poor
that
prop up the wealthy.
environment.
In our
We've
current
opened
system,
new ones.
in our current system right now,
Yeah.
wealthy people that have a much better starting point, right? Usually, more often than not, end up becoming
We should have been.
unimaginably wealthy. They end up becoming unimaginably wealthy in the current system that we have, right? And they would not be that wealthy without labor, without people working jobs, whether they're accountants like yourself, Bob, or
what that is?
plumbers or
That's
janitors or
capitalism.
sanitation workers. They would not be able to generate this revenue, right? They would not be able to have any output whatsoever because, yeah, sure, maybe you had a lot of money and you were able to purchase a factory, right? But that factory remains dull if there is no labor inside of that factory. Labor is what creates value, right? You agree with me on that?
Yeah.
Because without workers, these factories would not, there would be nothing.
I know where you're going.
I don't agree with that.
What, you don't agree with that? You think factories would
You know
have the
what?
same output
If you
without
don't
workers
have-
working
if you
in
don't
them?
have- If you don't have billionaires to invest capital, doesn't make a goddamn bit of difference how many workers you have.
You think Amazon would be Amazon without people working in the factories? In the distribution
There wouldn't
centers?
be an Amazon without capital government.
Okay.
I mean,
not raising
Amazon
capital
is
from the
already getting
Yeah,
tremendous
without
tax
raising
breaks
money
from the
rich,
government.
You wouldn't have an Amazon.
Yeah, so
It
here's
wouldn't
the thing.
exist.
A lot of these big businesses, they actually do get a lot of tax revenue. They get a lot of tax revenue. They get a lot of subsidies. They do get a lot of help from your taxes. But you find that to be appropriate, and that's all right. I mean, but my argument always is we should be paying more consideration and more attention to the people that are working inside of those facilities so they too can go and buy a home and take care of their children and have a healthier society overall. And the reality of the matter is, and you, Bob, you worked in some setting, right? You were an accountant. Like, if your boss didn't exist, you would still go to work and you would still do the same exact work no matter what. It's not because your boss that exists that your company was able to make money, right?
Right.
No, I went from being an accountant to a natural gas trader.
Okay.
I worked my way into a better situation so I could make more money.
He's worked for several very, very rich men.
Billionaires
Under
you would condemn, and they provided hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars for jobs. In fact, in the state of Oklahoma, one of the guys I work for is the reason Oklahoma's better off than they were 5 or 10 years ago.
Boone
So-
Pickens Stadium.
So here's the thing. Okay.
Okay.
You worked for them. They hired you because they saw value in what you do. Without
And
you
then I made a
and
lot of
without
money
people
for them,
like
and
you
they
working
paid me
for
a lot of
them,
money.
but Bob,
And
without
they made
you,
me a lot of money.
Okay.
no,
Let him talk.
they gave you money in the form of a
I
wage.
earned it.
Okay. They gave you a wage, right? You were a waged salaried employee, right?
No.
Oh, you got
What?
I was on
Did you work
commission.
on commission? Oh, okay. You worked on so you were doing sales. Got it.
In addition to a salary.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. No, sales is actually sales is something
It's
that I
not
did before I.
sales. It's not called sales.
Oh, dear
It's
God.
called trading.
Okay, so you were
I
a
had,
trader.
I had positions on whether gas would go up or down, and I could not be wrong. I had to be right.
Okay, regardless, you were earning them more money than they were giving you. That's the point, right?
Yes.
So
Yes,
you were okay. There you go. So you were providing them value. They didn't actually
Yeah.
work in that setting. They just hired you. They had the upfront capital. They had the money to hire
put up
someone
the
like
capital.
yourself to make them even more
Now
money.
you need to backtrack. They put up the capital. Without them, there would have been no job at all.
No, I don't have to backtrack at all because the reality
Yeah,
of the
you
matter
do.
is, if a job is a necessity, if a job is an absolute necessity, then we don't need to
wasn't.
rely on someone to put the upfront capital because we're already pooling those funds right now. We pull those funds in the form of taxes. We could have public banks that could actually fund and invest into these initiatives as well by need. And it's actually kind of how it works in many other countries as well. Or it kind of works in the same way here as well in the United States of America. The distribution of those
Banks
resources,
weren't very
however,
damn good
stay
at-
at the top.
Yeah.
Banks had to give up trading because they sucked at it.
Wait,
Okay.
what? No, banks still, I think banks do a lot of that. I
Your
mean, I think
banks-
it should be
major
separate. But
Banks like Merrill Lynch, Morgan Stanley, all had to quit trading because they lost so damn much money.
who do you
And
think?
I know that for a fact
who do you
because I
think
was in the
worked,
business.
Bob? Who do you think worked harder, you or the guy who hired you? Who do you think worked harder to generate value? You or the guy who just simply had more money than you and was wise enough to hire someone as smart as yourself?
The second guy I worked for probably worked more hours than I did.
Uh huh. You
And
must
harder.
have had a bad. You must have had a
And
bad
he
boss
put
at
all
some
his
point,
money.
though, right?
And he put his money up. He was willing to take a risk.
Okay. But
Being so argumentative.
at the
Well,
end
I
of the
mean-
day,
He didn't know what he's talking about.
if it wasn't for you and the work that you put in, he wouldn't have made as much money, right? As opposed to not hiring you, right? You made him
I
money.
don't know.
Correct.
Because he would mimic my trade sometimes and make a lot more than I did.
Okay.
Yeah, because he had more money than you.
He had the same money.
He's got his hat back
Same
on. Be
cap.
nice.
Put the hat back on, Bob.
Yeah.
I'll put the hat back on.
Same
It's
thing.
easier
Easier to agree.
I'm defending your rights as a worker in your own experience, and you're still trying to defend your boss to me for some weird reason. I don't understand.
I'm not a worker. I never felt like I wasn't an employee for
Okay.
starters.
Okay. Quit.
I remember there was an
There
episode we
was
did
no
where
salary involved.
I remember I asked
There
you
was
once.
no salary involved. I got a 1099 at the end of the year, not a W-2.
Okay, that's fine. I'm a 1099 worker as well. That still means that you're getting a wage from. You're still getting a wage to a certain
Where you
degree
work?
from. I work for myself. I technically get a 1099 from Amazon though, because of the platform that I'm on. It's owned by Jeff Bezos.
So you don't have a W-2 either.
No, I no longer have a W-2. I was a W-2 worker
You're
when I
not
was
an
doing
employee.
sales back in the day. But I'm an independent contractor technically, just like you were for the company that you're working for, but it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is you are still, when you are making money for someone else, you are still working. Like as a contractor, you are still doing what? Contracted work.
So
Yes.
There was
It's
an
not a bad thing. This is just what it is. I
don't
wasn't
see
being
your point.
argumentative.
There was
I don't see
an
your
episode that we did a long time ago where I asked you if you thought you had more in common with the average kind of working person or billionaires, and you said billionaires. You thought you have more in common with a billionaire than the average person. But that's simply
With
not
their
true.
mindset-
Huh?
With the mindset, I have more in common with the people I work for than workers.
Okay.
Oof.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't know if this is like common to all MAGA, but that attitude that like you
No,
and
is it-
Elon Musk could be buddies and hang out in the same room, but you can't
Yeah.
with the guy who's like 2 levels below you at your corporation. It's just wrong. And I don't know if that's like purposefully done
It's called
in right wing media or
temporarily embarrassed millionaire. Like that's what it is.
Depends on who you are. The billionaires I worked for, I did hang out with.
No one should be a billionaire.
I
Literally
agree.
no one.
I agree. I think it's an indication that the system is failing when there's that level of wealth disparity, when there's that much level of wealth accumulation at the top. It is just as a failure of the system as is every single homeless person that has to sleep outside. Almost 700,000 of them have to sleep outside in the wealthiest nation on the planet. It means that this system is just not working, right? We have to fix it. That's what I want to do.
I agree 100%. But mom and dad, you're for the billionaires. You like that they exist. You like them.
They have to exist.
I don't want the homeless people in the street, but why can't our government help them? Why can't our government help with them?
Because they don't give
Mental
a shit.
help, drug help, whatever kind of help they want.
Who's they?
Our government.
Our government,
Yeah.
it's busted. They don't care. They don't care if we have health care. They don't certainly care if you're homeless.
Yeah, they only care
don't
about billionaires. They only care about billionaires and making sure that billionaires are turning profit year over year.
Trump is a billionaire. The fucking president is a billionaire.
Yeah.
And they contract from other billionaires. Like, you can't see the trend. I just don't understand. And you're okay with it. Like, there should be 0 billionaires.
They just plug
None.
fucking Grok into the DOD computers. Like,
Department of War.
oh, sorry, sorry, the Department of
Oh,
War.
yeah.
I got you,
right,
Bob.
right.
He's
I'm living back in Obama and Biden days when they called the Department of Defense. I'm just saying, like, that's another billionaire who we already saw basically was trying to run the country while Trump was sitting at the fucking desk. Then he got kicked
Right.
out because Tesla stock was tanking, and he's like, shit, I got to go back and make sure the stock prices go up. Now he's on the verge of becoming the world's first trillionaire, and he's getting a government contract to put his fucking AI in the Department of, my apologies, War, in all their computers.
don't dead name the Department
to
of
get
War.
all of our military data running through Grok. It's not enough that he has Starlink satellites and he's controlling all that shit and fucking siphoning data whenever he wants. Now he's going to have his AI in our Department of War. You don't see
So
any
when you
problems with this.
say, like, why is the government not doing anything about it? Because they want to get that fucking bag, okay? They want money. That's all. That's all it's about. It's all it's ever been about. Donald Trump is just a money-hungry sack of shit.
Sorry you feel that way.
Okay.
Are you guys about to go to sleep? I think this is, they might have, their engine's out of gas here.
A little bit.
I think this was
No,
a very
I'm not-
productive conversation.
I actually do too.
I
I'm surprised you guys,
was
you did have
afraid.
some
I
woke
was
moments.
I was afraid you were going to go for a jugular right from the start.
What? No, I have no. I'm not in the business of catching quick dunks on people. I want to have a conversation with them, and I want to understand where they're coming from and work within the value system that they represent or the value system that they have to try to find a reasonable solution. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much Bob talks about deporting all the immigrants or whatever he's saying, or like he wants America to be a great country, right? That's what it says on the hat, make America great again. And I think a lot of people are misguided into believing that Donald Trump represents that great change when I think he's actually the same old business as usual politician, and maybe dissimilar from previous administrations in the worst ways. He's accelerating America's demise, in my opinion, rather than actually helping people.
Yeah, I don't agree quite with that he is making our country go down.
I don't agree with
I think
that at
he's the
all.
first president that you guys are afraid of, that he's getting things done. And he's doing
I'm sorry.
it kind of fast.
What is he getting done?
Our border is finally closed.
Putting you farther behind the finish line.
Our border's finally closed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we're murdering American citizens in the streets. We're kidnapping children.
Yeah.
And that's what it takes to get the border closed, and you're cool with it?
We're getting the criminal illegals out of here that are
Or not.
killing our people.
So wait, hold on. The immigration one is like the one issue that is like very hard to try and find a reasonable conclusion to. So I think we have to work back to why this is a bad thing that like migrants work, because like migrants are in the country, right? we briefly touched on it when we're talking about like your German great-great-great-grandparents. They came here, and how that's not dissimilar to, I don't know, someone coming in from Guatemala, right?
Right.
What I want is to make sure that everyone that wants to come and work and earn in the United States of America and make the United States of America the greatest country on the planet that I know it can be, is to have an expedited process where they can just, come in and say, this is my background. This is what I want to do. Can I please come into the country?
Quick
Yes,
question.
I believe that too.
Where are we going to put all these damn people, and what are we going to do with them?
Well, we
When the
already
rest
have
of the
these damn
countries-
people.
When the rest of the countries are empty, and all those people come here.
So the reality of the matter is, if we actually didn't go and destabilize other countries, most people would not want to leave. I mean, Bob, you haven't left Oklahoma. It seems like you lived in Texas and Oklahoma, and you have no interest in going elsewhere. And most people are like that. The only reason why they want to come here is because there is at least some level of prosperity, or at least not the country that they want to come to is not as destabilized as the country that they're coming from. Most people don't want to leave the countries that they actually grew up in. They don't want to. They don't want to learn a new language. They don't want to leave their families behind. They don't want to leave their friends behind, their culture behind, their food behind. And they have to do it as a matter of survival in most circumstances. And the reason why
It's going to be better if we're a better place to live. I don't agree with you at all.
I think other countries would be far better off if we didn't consistently meddle in their affairs. And I think that's part of what Donald Trump was talking about when he said he doesn't want to intervene in other countries' affairs, right?
Oh, right. Right.
But he is
But then-
intervening in other countries' affairs. You can see that, right?
He's literally
But then-
trying to make another country a fucking state.
You
What
guys
I-
saw in
here's
the
what I
Oval
don't
Office,
like.
he put up the little poster that had all of North America, or at least it was America, Canada, and Greenland had the
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
American flag over it. Like, how is that?
Here's what I
Can you
don't like.
imagine being in Canada and seeing this fucking idiot throw that thing up? Everybody
Correct.
in Canada hates him and hates America now.
Here's what I don't like. Like an illegal that comes into our United States,
A
they
human
don't have their
being, you mean?
citizenship yet. They're trying to get citizenship,
Can't speak English.
but yet they hate America. But
But they
yet
don't.
some of them burn the flag. Some
No,
of
they
them
don't.
say,
They
"I
don't hate America. They wouldn't come here if they hated America. For the record, because I can tell you from my own personal experience, not only as someone who's around many immigrants, first generation immigrants, but someone who came to the United States of America at the age of 18. A lot of people say I hate America because of all of my criticisms of the way that the American system currently works. But if I hated America, I would not have come to the United States of America. The reason why I came here is because I believed in the American dream. And then I quickly realized that was just marketing. That was just something you saw on television. That was something you saw in the movies. But unfortunately, it wasn't the reality. It wasn't the reality for many Americans, as well as many other people that are coming into the country. But the reality is, these people are not coming here to ruin the country at all. These people are coming here for survival. That's it. They just
That's
want a
not-
job. They want to work a job, and they want security for their children, just like everybody else. There is no difference
What was
between
the-
someone coming in from Guatemala and someone coming in from Germany.
What was the clip I saw where there were a lot of protesters, people around a man that had on American flag hoodie, and they were saying, "Take it off or not, take it off," and they beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, because they're
he had on
angry.
an American,
Because they're
American
angry at what
flag.
America represents, and that's also an American value. I come from Turkey, okay, and in Turkey, it is illegal to do anything to the flag. Like you will get your ass beat. You will get. You might even go to prison, really, if you for incitement, right? And I don't want that to be the case in the United States of America. I want that, and I don't know who you're what video you're talking about in particular, so I can't speak on that directly. But my point is, it's a constitutionally protected right to be able to burn the American flag or any flag you want to burn in this United States of America, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's a freedom. That's a freedom that should be cherished. Is a freedom that should be protected.
That's no longer the case. You burn a flag, now you go to jail for a
Yeah, I don't
year.
like that. I don't think that's a good thing. I think that's
Well,
un-American.
I like it. I think it's great.
If you don't like our flag, then go to the country of the flag that you love.
Why do you always go to that? Like you always shift to like, if you don't like it, just get out.
Okay.
The United States of America is the greatest country on earth, and there's nobody to replace it. And it doesn't matter where you go or where you come from, that statement is going to remain the same.
Okay.
How
Yeah, I
many
think
countries you been
Give
to?
Trump a couple more years, and I think
I
we'll be
can
singing a
read
different
everything
tune.
I want about any country in
Okay.
the world.
Okay.
I read up a whole lot of shit on Turkey. Believe me.
I'm not exactly very fond of the Turkish government either.
I wouldn't be either, but I didn't bring it up.
Be nice. Be nice. You've been pretty good. Be nice.
All right.
Be kind.
Okay. Well, anyway, you guys are getting a little sleepy.
I know
think
more
this is.
about
Yeah.
I know more about Turkey than you do, Haley.
Be nice. Oh my God. Okay.
Okay,
go
now I want to
ahead.
hear what
Always
you
a
have to say about
competition.
Turkey. Bob, give me
Yeah.
some quick facts about Turkey. Maybe we'll agree.
But fact.
Well, the fact is, you don't have very many billionaires, and the ones that you have do run the country with an iron fist.
So not
And you
dissimilar
don't
to
have a lot.
America.
You don't have a lot of freedom over there at all.
Wait. Yeah, like you can't do things to the flag, for example. The things that you're advocating for here in the United States of America, you're criticizing in Turkey.
No, what I'm telling you is Turkey fits what you want in life more than America does. So
No.
you should be growing your oats in Turkey.
No.
No, that's actually the opposite. That's why. Well, I'm an American citizen. For the record,
I know why you came here. My question is why?
what do
You just said.
I know
already
why you
explained
came
it.
here, but why did you
I
come
know
here?
why.
Wait,
Why?
Bob, why do you think I came to America?
Yeah.
He knows.
No,
He
come on,
knows.
Bob. You can say it. It's fine. I've heard much worse things. Don't worry. I will never be offended. You can say whatever you want to me. I will not be offended.
I'm fine. I know what Turkey is. In
What do you-
Why
fact,
did he come here?
Mary Lou had two women from Turkey, Istanbul, who used to ride with her at the barn.
So,
And they used to criticize your government like there was no tomorrow.
I mean, I do too.
So they
I can't. Bob, you might not know this, but I actually used to write for the Huffington Post, and I wrote very critical things about the Turkish government,
Huffington
which is why I
Post.
can't go back to Turkey. So I actually do criticize the Turkish government quite a bit. But having said that, one thing that I was wondering is you said you know why I came to America. So you want to tell me why do you think?
Because you have a better opportunity to make a lot of money.
Okay.
Period.
That's
You didn't
okay.
have that
So I
same-
didn't come
you
to
didn't have
America to
that
destroy it.
You didn't have that same opportunity in Turkey. Why you came
I actually
doesn't
have more opportunities in
mean
Turkey.
what you're here for now.
No, I actually had more opportunity to make a lot of money and had more job prospects in Turkey because like my family was even if they weren't as well off as they used to be when I was growing up, they still had a fairly robust network. I came to America because I love America. I came to America because I learned about American culture, watched a lot of American movies, and wanted to live here, wanted to work here, and very quickly, I realized that maybe America or the American dream that was promised, I was fortunate enough to be able to achieve it, right? But I realized that many others are not. Many others are nowhere near close to achieving that or realizing that dream at all.
But you stayed here.
Yeah, because because this is my home. And when your home is dirty, you want to clean it. You don't just move out, right?
I don't know about that.
Right?
That's a good one.
Isn't that the appropriate thing to do, Bob? I mean, I'm not a coward. I'm a stubborn man. I'm a prideful man, and I'm not just gonna leave. I could. Bob, I'm a very wealthy man. I could live wherever the fuck I wanted on the planet. The reason why I live here, the reason why I pay my tax dollars to the state of California and to the American federal government is because I want a better return for everybody else. I
Why
want
are
a better
you
return for
wealthy?
everyone else because I think that
Why aren't you
America.
giving it away?
What?
Why are you wealthy? Why don't you build some homeless housing?
give it
Because he's
away.
not
Give it away.
I mean, I do. I do give out. I do give away quite a bit of money, but that doesn't solve the problem, right? Because there's plenty of wealthy people in this country, far wealthier than I am, and no matter how philanthropic they may they may present themselves in being, that still doesn't fix the problem. The government has to fix these problems, and I want to change the government so that we have the most efficient outcomes, so we have the best possible outcomes.
That's right. We have to do it through policies, through laws, through change.
Because right now there's a lot of magnanimous billionaires, right? And they're giving a lot of money away. They're giving hundreds of millions of dollars away, and yet these problems still remain. So clearly, this has not been an adequate solution.
Yep. I agree.
I think they're tapping out. Are you guys done? Is that it? Dad staring into space, mom's giving not even one word answers, just little grunts.
Yep.
So
We only
Chad
usually
and
do our
Hasan
show
are
for an
gonna-
hour, and even by the end of that, it's kind of.
Oh yeah,
like,
we've been going on for
Yeah,
quite a
we've been going
while
on for a
now,
minute.
but this has been very
Are we
healthy,
like,
very
are we
productive.
like some
I agree.
wild and crazy guests that you kept on forever? Could we just keep doing this for days or what?
I mean, this is what I do. I do this for 7 hours a day, every day, 7 days a week.
Wow. Very
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, for doing this.
Wow.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on. I was
Yeah,
a little
thanks, man.
afraid,
This is
I'll be
great.
honest.
I'm wore out.
I heard you're a really tough debater and left, and I was a little bit afraid, but this was fun. I'd do
No,
it
no,
again.
not at all.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us.
Thanks for having us, man.
And where
Yeah,
can people
thank you.
find you if you want to promote?
It's just called The Necessary Conversation on all the things, YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all of it.
I'm going to send you one of these, Bob, so you can wear it on the next
Oh my
one.
God.
Oh my God.
I'll take
Look
it.
at my mom's eyes light up.
Yeah. I got some rare Trump merch. Don't worry. I got you.
Thank you, Chad and Haley.
Thank you.
I love
All right.
you. Love you
Love you too, Mom. Love you,
Love
Dad.
you
Love you,
guys.
Howard.
All right. Bye,
Love you,
guys.
Mom.
Bye. Wow.
That was
wild,
that was
dude.
a pretty good conversation, I think. Your parents
Yeah.
are woke, Chad. I think you realized something
You
about your
did
parents
that.
today. No, I didn't do
Yes,
that.
you did do that. I'm telling you.
No, I
some
didn't
of
do
those
that.
things that they were saying, like, oh no, we think the same way you do. I'm like, 100% they are lying to your face, or you really did change them.
No, I think that the next conversation that you have, they might have a different attitude. But I think the principle that I always have is that most people want what's best, but they've been led astray.
100%.
Most people want what's best for this country, but they've been led to believe that, especially with the duopoly that we currently have in the American government, that like one side is bad, the other side is good, and that's it.
Totally.
Like it's very difficult for right wingers in general to sit there and be like, no, actually, I do think that poor people deserve less,
Yeah.
because that's just silly. It goes against the first principles that most people learn. Sharing is caring, things like that.
Absolutely. But I will say, like, for my dad, you saw a little bit of it creep out there, that he essentially is like all Somalis bad. And I think for them specifically, or maybe my dad specifically, but I think it also is a big portion of the MAGA base. They are very adversarial and they need an enemy. They need a boogeyman. And Trump is always pointing his finger at someone, something to be that. And it lands with them every time.
No, that's jingling keys in front of
Yeah.
people's eyes. That's the role that white supremacy or all these other like reactionary
100%.
ideology plays. So what you're supposed to do is quickly engage in jujitsu and jiggle different keys in front of them in a more
All right.
productive manner.
I'll try that.
This is something that Zoran did quite well, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact. That's why he was, super pro trans rights and everything else. And yet that wasn't a major point of contention in the debate stage. That wasn't a major deal for the way that people perceived him, because he was talking about broad universal values that everyone can get on board with. And that's what I hope Democrats can do more frequently in an effort to actually move the needle in a more productive manner and move this country into a better place.
I agree 100%. I remember we did the episode when Zoran won the election, and obviously he went to the White House, and there's that picture of him and Trump is like looking up at him smiling, and my parents like couldn't deal with that, and they kind of concocted this whole thing in their mind that somehow Trump was doing like a deep long con on Zoran. and that this moment where he had him come to the White House and they were buddies now was somehow he was going to trick him and later throw him in prison.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, that's probably not going to happen. They're text buddies.
Yeah, it's supposedly.
All right. Well,
but no, man, thank you so much for having me. This
of course,
is
this was
absolutely
great.
awesome.
Thank you. Thank
Pleasure
you
to
for
meet you,
coming
man.
on. Nice
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
meet you. Necessary Conversation Pod, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.